The modern world kneels before the altar of speed. Same-day delivery, fast food, fast fashion, trends that rise and fall before the sun sets. This is the age of acceleration, a world where stillness is weakness, where slowness is sin. Speed in chess, by nature, should be sworn enemies.
Oh, and Firouzja might break another mouse!
One, a sprint, the other, a siege. And yet, bullet chess dares the impossible.
Hikaru just resigns?
It takes the ancient battlefield of 64 squares, a realm of patience, of calculation, of depth, and sets it ablaze. What was once a game of long thinks and longer wars, where a single move might be sculpted in silence, where the clock ticked like distant thunder, is now a storm. In Bullet, the clock is no longer just a sword. It is a ticking bomb.
He wins!
Reflex meets reason. Memory meets muscle. Every second becomes sacred. And from this collision, this violent marriage of tradition and tempo, something mythic is born. Not a game, a war cry. A trial by fire, where brilliance flashes in an instant, and immortality is written in the blink of an eye. The 2025 Bullet Chess Championship on Chess.com starts now.
Let's go. We are Fast and Furious. I don't know which Fast and Furious series this is, but this is, of course, the chess version. Bullet Chess Championship 2025. We are here. I'm FIDE Master James Canty III here, and I'm here with the man himself, Hambo, in every Lambo. Amon Hamilton, my buddy, Grandmaster from the Chess Pros. What's up, bro? How you feeling, man? It's Bullet Chess today.
I know. I'm excited. Thank you for the long intro. Me and James are streaming from the same room today, as you guys can see. We're excited to get into this. It's Bullet Chess. It's the Bullet Chess Championship, James. It is, the ultimate way to decide the best bullet player in the world.
Absolutely. Of course, the best bullet player in the world will be decided through this. We have this every year. It's so much fun to watch, and it's very, very fast, guys. Of course, you got to understand, it is bullet chess, not hyper bullet. We just had that one last week or whatever time we had that one. But at the same time, this one is bullet. A little bit slower, but still very fast. Let's take a look at the format. How this stuff actually works out. What is what? Who's playing, doing whatever. 16-player double elimination bracket. Remember, guys, this means you got a second life. You lose once in a match, well, you have a chance to make it back again. The match clock format is obviously 1+1 or 1-0. Sorry, 1+1 is not real bullet. In fact, this is 1+0, which is nothing. No time at all, basically. You have to move very fast and know what you're doing. There's lots of strategy involved. It's a 30-minute match clock. And, of course, the winners in the semifinals, the final and grand finals will have 45 minutes rather than that 30-minute match clock there. So, listen, Amon, how do you feel about the double elimination? I always like to ask this. Of course, it's something to pay attention to. Obviously, you beat them once, they still have that second life. How do you actually feel about that double elimination?
Well, I definitely like the format in general. I love that Chess.com uses it pretty much as the marquee championship format across all their events, but I particularly think it's just a requirement when it comes to bullet. The best bullet player in the world can still just drop a game, even drop a match. It's not the type of thing that I feel is very fair or representative that just the first loss, you're gone. Whereas, in a classical format, I could maybe see more of an argument. So I definitely think it's a requirement. I like that it's included. Take note, the players also have to win the match by 2 points. So when that timer hits 0, you can't just be up 1 and claim the win right away, James. You got to be up 2. And if there are the need for tie breaks, we'll get into that and make sure to explain everything.
I'm actually annoyed now. I forgot about the +2. I'm like, I won the match. What do you mean +2?
Exactly.
Come on, when did this become pick up basketball here when we winning by 2? We got to win by 2 in this as well. Well, of course, it's a lot on the line for these players. Who are the players? Let's actually take a look at the invited players from the list here. All right, so as we see, this is from the Chess.com bullet ratings as of June 23rd, 2025. You got Alireza up there, 32.76, looking crazy up there, man. What else sticks out to you on this rating list of the invited players?
Amazing. Yeah, you got Alireza. We all know him. He's an unbelievable bullet player. That the rating just indicates that. But there's 3200s down the list there. Andrew Tang. You've got Arjun Erigaisi. And don't forget Yes Erdomush at the bottom of the list there, a young player. I'm actually really excited to see him in the Bullet Chess Championship. So definitely someone to keep an eye on, James.
Yeah, that is important to see. I mean, 3276 is beefy up there, but we have Danya, who's an absolute bullet beast. We see him play 30-second chess. You got Sam Sevian, Arjun Erigaisi in there, Andrew Tang, who I just saw went live. He's streaming as well. Andrew Tang, a beefy 3200, who just won the Hyper Bullet, looking to do the same thing in Bullet as well here. Now, of course, and we have the invited players, but we also have players that qualified as well. Qualified through the play-ins. And of course, this comes from the Chess.com Bullet ratings list of June 23rd, 2025. This is the qualified play-ins here. So what stands out here for me, I definitely like to see Bortnick and Min Lei. Shout out to him, 32-25, by the way. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, you've just got so many strong invited players, but let's not forget there's only so many invitations that are available. So the rest of these strong players have to qualify. And a couple names that stand out to me, first of all, Sergei Zhigalko is there replacing Grandmaster Ediz Gorel, who did have to drop out, but obviously we've got a tremendously strong replacement there. The name that stands out to me, Andy Woodward. I think this guy is so talented in the fast time controls, whether it's puzzles, hyper bullet, 31-36 rating, but we know how streaky those ratings can be. I think that's someone to really watch from this list.
Absolutely. I do believe that Andy Woodward. You know what? Actually, I'll say this too as well. One that we're not looking at, this is a wild card here, is Dennis the Menace. Denis Lazovic actually is a player that you don't see playing a lot of Bullet. You'll see him playing all the other time controls. He wins some Title Tuesdays. Younger player, doesn't say much. Very strong, by the way. So good to see him here, actually. I'm curious to see how he does in this format too as well. But what's at stake? We got money on the line. There is some big bucks up here. For first place, you got 10 bands. Look at the big ones up there. That's nice. And then if you 13th through times 4 all the way, I guess that's to 17th or whatever. But it's nice. You know, 1275. That's a little bit a nice $1,000 day regardless here, huh? Oh my.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, of the 16 total players, it's nice that everyone leaves with something. And that first place prize of $10,000, this is Bullet Chess. You know, I'm thinking back to when I was playing Bullet 10 years ago. Would I ever imagine there could be a $10,000 first prize just for playing 1 minute chess? I mean, this is a dream come true.
Jeez, you know what? Guys are gonna start quitting their day jobs. Don't try that at home. We don't recommend that. Hey,
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Chess.com legal team told you not to. But at the same time, of course, it seems like you can make a living now through being able to play in these top events here, especially if you are one of these players in this list up here on today. So now we have the bracket, guys. Let's take a look at the big boy bracket to see who's playing who. We see the players. We know what's going on. We talked about the money. We talked about all the stuff. Who's playing who? Wow. Yeah. All right. So first, let's go to you first, Aman. Who, where, what's the matchup you're looking for?
Well, draw your attention to the top left here. We've got the first 4 matches taking place first, so we'll be focusing on those at the same time. That's Alireza against Jeffrey Zhang. We got Erdoğan against Guha, Nihal Sarin, Andy Woodward, Tang against Muradli. I think Nihal Sarin and Andy Woodward, based on the matchups I see there, is probably going to be the closest of all the matchups. And for that reason, I'm very, very excited to see that one. What about yourself, James?
I'm actually looking forward to the Naroditsky and Zhigalko there. I've seen him. He actually beat him in the 30 seconds. So, of course, Zhigalko is looking actually for some revenge. Also, at the same time, I am looking forward to the Alireza Jeffrey Zhang there. I definitely love to see Alireza play, see what he does. I mean, and also Andy Woodward, Nihal. So, okay, out of those 3, definitely probably Nihal and Andy there. That's one I'm really.
That's fair. Well, we'll be bringing the entire winners round 1 and the quarterfinals to you guys today, but we'll be splitting it up. So we'll talk about the first 4 matches of the winners round 1 first. We'll have those quarterfinal matchups, so we kind of learn a lot about the bracket, and then we'll move to the bottom half of this bracket, matches 5 to 8, and we'll host those ones. So we got a lot of bullet matches coming at you today.
Yeah, in fact, we actually on the back end it says literally every player from the qualifiers tried their hardest to avoid Alireza and his side of the bracket. What? Wow, what is that about? Is that true? Is that a true story? What do you think?
I mean, first of all, it sounds very smart, right? If I'm thinking about my best interest in the event, that sounds like a very smart thing to do. I'm trying to think how they would do it, like, you know, what that would entail. But you know what? These guys are thinking not only about qualifying, they're actually thinking about who they might face And you know what? If I got a choice, James, I'm not trying to be on Alireza's side of the bracket.
Yeah, you want to be on his good side, of course, whatever that is, on the good side of the bracket there. So at the same time, of course, there is chess going to be played, guys. I actually see we have a was this
A
a
poll?
poll? Yeah, exactly. The poll. What's the poll say there? Come on.
Yeah, we just did a quick poll there. I think that one is from social media. I think it might be a Twitter poll. Who wins round one? We got Erdomush and Guha, and it looks like the player from Turkey is getting the votes, at least from the fans, James. But we'll see how it plays out in practice.
Let me see that. Who wins in round one? Let me get into that poll action too as well. Oh, Andy over at Nihal. Andy's going 51%. Get involved, chat. I'm in the chat right now too as well. I'm voting here. Shout out to all the positive people in chat. Love to see chat. Love you guys. And of course, who do you have in your matchups? By the way, I see games, Amon.
That's right. We are underway, and it's moving so quickly. So we'll try to make sure to bring you guys all of the action. Right now, we have the 4-board view there, and you can just see everyone kind of timidly getting started. Although there's one match that I see we're still waiting on.
Well, all right, let's see what we have. I am looking. Well, Nihal already winning. Whoa, what? Who is this opening? Oh man, this is vicious. F5 on the board there. Hard to obviously pull up analysis because they go so fast here. It
They
should
really
be.
do.
Does GG hit the button? Yikes! You might just resign here. Knight G5, Queen takes G5, and he's still fighting. C4, finding some ways to create some problems, but it seems like mate somewhere. Nihal is a wizard with tactics.
Yeah, he certainly is. I feel like Bullet is so overwhelming to follow with so many boards at once. It's like I'm trying to keep track of that. Oh, down a piece over there, down a piece over this, checkmate over there. But that's just how Bullet is, and we love it. So why don't we jump into one of these matches? We'll start at the very top. Firouzja against Jeffrey Zhang, and can bring up the player cams here. What do you make of the cam situation? It's a long event, James, and it really is about stamina and Bullet as well. So what do you think? The players got a good setup going here?
Yeah, I think they both have great setups. Actually, they're both in looks like comfortable chairs there. Alireza got the sunlight going in the background. Hopefully they ate breakfast today or lunch wherever they are. Hopefully he had something to eat to hold you over up until later, right? Alireza already wins there, but you have to be
Yep.
stoic and play the game. Stay locked in. I like how Alireza leans into the screen. I noticed when you streaming, you like don't move. You just like sit in one spot and like it's just crazy how I lean into the screen as Alireza's doing. Like I like to lean in because it feels like I can see the pieces more or whatever. But what about how do you do that? Like, what do you think about that, Amon? The lean
No,
in or
it's a personal thing. I don't know if there's like something that's better or worse, but some players are very expressive. Naroditsky comes to mind as someone who's pretty expressive when he
yeah.
plays. Like gets the frustration is visible, and then there are other players that just internalize everything.
I've actually seen too. Yeah, Naroditsky. Like sometimes I've seen him sitting back in the chair, and I'm like, how are you sitting all the way back playing Bullet? That is crazy. It's another level. It's always nice to see here. So it's cool to see these guys get it out here. I think. What's your high, Amon? Let's get this chat first. Chat. What is your high in Bullet? Bullet chats. We're talking Bullet today. What's your highest rating? Mine is 28, like 16. What about you, Amon? I know you've been
28-16.
I know you've been 3K, 31 maybe.
I'm fortunate enough to have crossed 32 before. So
32?
3201.
Out here looking crazy.
Yeah, 3201. But I tell you, the landscape of players is a lot different and a lot stronger than maybe a couple years back when I was at that rating. But I'll float between 3,000 and 3,100 these days.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm gonna make that push to get higher than 28-16, but just one day at a time. I'm like chilling.
That's right. One day at a time. And we got like 31, 3,200 all over this event. We're watching this opposite bishop position. I will say one thing that I know about opposite bishops is I do feel that in Bullet, opposite bishops, even if the queens are off the board, I actually think they're a great winning technique. A lot of players think, oh, it's going to be a draw, but because time is such a factor when it comes to Bullet chess, I actually think opposite bishops, if you're a little bit ahead on the clock, that's like a winning mechanism.
Absolutely, because you understand, as we see here, you can't control the opposite color diagonal. So with the light squares here, as look at our black pieces all on dark squares basically here. Seems like
Hmm.
white is able to make something of this, obviously because of the time. It is bullet thing. The clock is a piece in all formats, but definitely in bullet here where you need
Ooh,
to use the clock. Oh, mate! Oh,
he walks into checkmate in one right there.
that
That's
hurts.
always tough. But you know what? He was lower on time, so Tang could sit there and just take his time with that one and understand that he could wait. Opponent has to pre-move and see if he blunders.
Yeah, that was tough there. That's tough. And this is a Jar Jar Binks London, it feels like.
Yeah, and the
Oh, with
H
the
pawn
rook
has
stack.
moved out the board here. You're going to see decisions that these top players, very very strong grandmasters make in bullet chess, James, that you would never see them maybe do in a classical, or just
Mhm.
less confidently for sure. So we see a full rook sacrifice on like the fourth, fifth move of the game, and that's normal behavior for bullet.
Absolutely. And normal behavior in this variation of the Jar Jar Binks, aka Joe Bible London, very strong. But yeah, Black is doing this very well here. Is Mexico posing some problems where we're not able to get the right type of attacks that we would like. We want an open position here, and it's sort of closed. Pieces are nicely and solidified and defended. So
Hmm.
Mohamed's playing very good here, keeping it 1-1 against Andrew Tang.
That's right. Yeah, early days for these matches, you can see a lot of 1-1, 1-0 scores, but bullet chess is all about how easy your position is to play. I can't, say that enough. It's really so important. So here, even though black has the extra material, you could argue that after the move f5, it's going to be so easy for white to play on the attack.
In fact, he should play. Yeah, no, he takes first. I'll take B5 first. I'll take the little freebie. But
Hmm.
now Queen's off the board. Yeah, look, Black is looking very, very good here. Andrew Tang is not happy with the position, but of course, there's still a lot of chess left to be played. 25 minutes on timer. When it
Yep.
runs out,
And don't forget about
we will start.
the clock here. I would say white has the advantage when it comes to bullet here. Andrew Tang is down material, but there's so much more going on. And bishop takes a3. He tried to snipe something that did not work.
Mm.
Tang is in control.
Yeah, one thing we have to remember too is this is no increment. So yeah, okay, you're winning. I'm doing better, or you may be doing better, but then you're losing on the clock. Doesn't matter if you flag. There it is. Tang is converting.
Yep. And let's jump to a match that we haven't taken a look at yet. We have Yezer Domush against Mitraba Guha. And, we jump in at the most exciting part, a rook end game, James.
Oh man, love these. I wake up and say Rickin games. Psych. No one. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, this is actually not the greatest for is here. Check.
Yeah, it's really not the greatest. And the thing about black's position is once you put that rook on, a3, it's on a square where it's defended, so you can pre-move everything safely.
Yeah, and I have Rook A3, the resignation there. Oh, he went on time actually. Oh shoot. Look at
Yeah, he
he's
did end up
frustrated.
winning
You
on
see the
time.
frustration there? He's like
Jump to
two
their
oh
next game
ah.
here.
Yeah, he's not happy. A lot of emotion here in Bullet, guys. Oh man, he's playing his Hikaru line. Queen C8,
This
Bishop
is this
D7.
is the Hikaru line, and I
Yeah.
tell you, there's something special about Hikaru. The way he plays this line, he can play like 3,300 players and make them look like amateurs in this bullet line where he just goes for checkmate. It's so impressive.
Yeah, no, it actually is a quite impressive line, and it also is a very annoying opening. And you have to choose your openings wisely, obviously, when you're playing bullet chess here, where there is no increment. But White is getting a position. Guha is just absolutely crushing right now. He is locked in.
Yeah, he really is. This is, two connected pass pawns. He's actually just going to resign it because you know what? The timer's
Jeez.
on, James, and you got to be smart about some of your decisions there.
Yeah, Guha. Wait, what's his? He's a 31. I mean, he playing out of his mind right now. I mean, of course, it is a streaky game, but this is one heavyweight matchup I was always interested in. Of
Yep.
course, it's 2-2 with Nihal Soren and Andy Woodward. Chat, who do you have between these two, Andy Woodward or Nihal?
Yeah, it's incredible. I knew right off the bat that this was going to be a very, very close one. And I think rook takes c7. Yep, we see it immediately. This is one of those moves that, of course, it's good, but in bullet, you don't even calculate it, James. I
Yeah,
think if you start calculating, you're already making a mistake.
yeah. I mean, Nihal is an absolute a vicious tactician. So love to see his tactics. Andy Woodward too as well, the puzzle battle champion of 2025. So same time, just two tacticians playing. It's always going to be a slugfest. Love to see.
That's right. About 23 minutes on the clock here. Woodward and Sarin have one of the closest matchups right now of any of them. And I think he's trying to play the move c4, but he's actually getting hit with this strange knight
Ooh,
a2 maneuver. And the pawn, James, is not going to be able to move. This is great control here for black.
absolutely. It's domination of the pieces, but F3 will kick it away. It plays Queen E3. F3 is incoming. F3 looking like a potential move. He's hitting A7. H4 first, just to grab some space. Bishop
Mhm.
F3, not going F3 to kick the knight.
Yeah, black's probably going to, I think, double the rooks now and dropping material with rook e3 is Andy Woodward going a bit too fast there, and everything is kind of crumbling.
Yeah, Andy may still be in 30-second mode, which is normal. I mean, he made it very far. And at
That's right.
30-second, he was incredibly fast. He also plays 10-second chess, guys, with increment if you haven't seen, sometimes without 10-second chess online. But this is not 10-second chess. You can move super fast, but it could also hurt you if you're moving too fast, especially against a player like Nihal.
Yeah, queen takes h4 is vicious. I mean, you can try knight to d7 to try to make some threats here, but I feel like black is in total control, and queen h1, rook g1 is coming. He's going to resign, and a 2-game lead opens up for Nihal. But as we said, I mean, still lots of time on the clock here. Let's jump over to Alireza against Jeffrey. It looks like they just finished a game right here, which actually went in Alireza's favor. So let's jump into the next one.
I see someone in the chat says, "Are people allowed to play dirty? Would love to see Danya, Sergey, and Bortnik, king of dirty chess." What do you think about that? Are we allowed to play dirty chess, like Lifongs and like stupid stuff? Yeah, can we
Yeah,
do that?
I'm part of the old guard now, James. The kids are just they're so good at that. It's not even just fully playing like quote unquote dirty. There's a real skill to it as well. Because if you just do it all the time, you're very predictable. But the good players know when to sneak those moves in. And I hate to admit it, but it really is a skill.
That's true. Yeah, of course, it's fun. Sometimes you play it, sometimes you don't, especially in must-win situations or the clock is ridiculously low for both of you guys. Someone's going to flag you, throw in the stupid checks there or the weird stuff, and of course,
Yep.
it works out. F5, strong move from Firouzja here, winning on the spot, probably with F4. It looks like too as well, being a nasty four.
Yep. F4 really hurts there. And
Oh,
actually, even though
oh.
this is probably a bad position, at least opposite bishops provide some kind of, potential.
Also, the rook on the C file where the king is. Yeah, white is still has some chances here. Jeffrey is pushing, trying to get something going. Knight f5,
Hmm.
queen e3, and c5. Queen e3, but no c5 anymore without
Oh,
there it
but
is. The
D2
rook's
is
on.
also
So,
hanging here. So is
yeah,
F5. Yeah, this
yeah,
looks pretty good now for Alireza in control. Up 10 seconds here. That's very significant.
absolutely. It's probably going to be a resignation soon here. Take stakes. Trying to do whatever I can. 8 seconds, not enough time on the clock to just start a new one.
That's right. Yeah, you're winning the pawn here. He's actually just going to go ahead and take it, and he's going to protect his
Draw?
pawns here. This is going to be a win for Alireza. This is what I mean. It might be a draw on the board, but that's a bullet chess win, James.
He said, draw what? You can draw. I don't know. I don't write nothing around here. Draw nothing. They
Yep,
don't draw anything. Come on, that's crazy. The clock is a piece, guys. You have to use the clock as a piece. Flag, but it's a draw.
that's right. And he knew that. So let's point out that Alireza also understood that. So it wasn't just lucky that he ended up in that spot. He gave up his rook knowing that he had those pawns and that a bishop is never going to be able to take a pawn that stays on the opposite color of it. So he went into that on purpose.
Yeah, and of course, again, using the clock as a piece, boys and girls. Hey, hello, Keith Onsky. What's going on? Filthy, exactly. That was a filthy one. But of course, it's also not filthy as well. It's part of the time. It is. We just call it that. It's filthy, but it
Yeah,
actually
yeah. That's how
is
I
part
that's
of
how
the
I
strategy.
cope when people do that to me. Is oh, what a dirty player.
So you know what? Ban him. All right, cool. And then you do it the next game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah.
the circle of life here in Bullet.
The circle of bullet life, guys. Welcome,
Ooh,
welcome. Three
going
to
for a
three
queen
here, though.
trade here. White gets a queen trade. This definitely helps out a lot. He's going to really try to avoid a draw with bishop e2. And Tang is up so much time, 15 plus seconds. It's almost 20 seconds he's up now, James. Like, it's just impossible to compete with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up to, yeah, this is incredible time. And we can even, okay, let's not sack the queen. You can, it's probably possible. Well, this is a
Hmm.
little bit scary. Bishop G, oh, Bishop G2 with mate in one. Oh, That was scary. Yeah, he is
Oh, and it's
making
not a
very
stalemate because he had that e pawn to move.
yeah, it was
Tragic.
close. It was close here. This is a very close matchup here, 3-3. 18 minutes left on the clock, and you do need to win by 2 here.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, very, very close. And we can see the scores there. Obviously, Nihal opening up one of the bigger leads after a very close start to that one. James, I mean, talk a little bit. You played a ton of Bullet. Talk about how streaky the game is. You could be the better player, the higher rated player, whatever. But I mean, it's so easy to just go on these crazy losing streaks, even at like 3,200.
Yeah, it absolutely is. As they say, it is a streaky game. And what that
That was
means
a
by that is
nasty
you lose.
checkmate.
That was a nasty mate. You have
Yes.
91, 92, 94, 90, 95, mate. And we
Wow.
great. Oh, my goodness. This is a Jar Jar Binks London, by the way. Always got to pay attention to the Joe Baba. The bishop should have been on D3 already. But back to the streak. Yes, so it is very streaky, and you can lose 7 games in a row in literally like, 5 minutes or less, right? And then
Mhm.
you start to tilt, and when the tilt happens, that's really bad. So it really is understanding, getting your emotions correct, moving faster, trying to sometimes even taking a break. Like, oh, okay, I got to stop, but you can't stop here. You have to go. You got to keep going here. So down 3 games from Andy Woodward here, but he can bounce back. It is possible. And how do you do it? By just playing more, locking in. Easier said than
Mhm.
done.
Yeah, H3, knight to E5, rook D4. I mean, looking at the individual moves here, I think it doesn't really. Oh my goodness! Look, I mean, the
Dang.
the presence of mind to find a brilliancy in a bullet game,
Mm,
it's
mm,
so
mm.
impressive. But
Yeah.
I was going to say that the individual moves don't matter as much as the clock, but Nihal says, "Well, hang on, this one does."
Yeah, Nihal is incredible with the tactics here. I remember one book that I always recommend for players to read is Grandmaster Preparation Calculation, which of course tons and tons of players have now read. But on the hard copy book, in fact, Nihal is asleep. He's like maybe I don't know how. It looks like he's 10 years old, maybe,
Hmm.
but he's sleeping on the book, which is nice to see in there. So they have a picture of him sleeping like he went to sleep, as a pillow with Grandmaster Preparation Calculation in there. This was a long time ago. Shout out to Nihal, a very
There you
strong
go. And
player
this is
tactically.
an end game where I think a great strategy is get a ton of pre moves in for yourself. Black is able to trade the pawns, and now even though Black's down on time, I think the position is way easier to play for Black. So let's see his technique.
See, he's actually down time here, and Andy being incredibly fast. This could actually be a little scary for Nihal. Okay, well now it's getting closer. Yeah, 7-7.
He's got like rook e3, g2, rook e1, pre move, all pre move. There it is, and
There it
a
is.
good player like this, he should be able to convert this endgame on time, if not by checkmate.
Yeah, he has 1 second, 1.7, 1 point. He's got it. He's close enough. Oh,
Yep.
point
Yep.
8.
There it is.
Ah, point 6 on the clock. Get off me.
Point 0.6 on the clock. And there's just techniques that you can memorize to checkmate effectively with low time, James. The best guys know exactly what to do. And what's going on here? Jeffrey Zhang, he's only moved pawns. Is he doing some sort of crazy challenge?
Jeffrey's tilted. This is a 100%. I am tilted out of my mind. Chat, do not
You
try this
killed
at home.
before, James. You know what it looks like.
Yeah, we need to get this on the screen right now, Amon. This is going to get very bad. We have children watching this, okay? This is not where you want to be right now. This is not where you
Oh
want to be.
man, yeah. I think his first like 8 to 10 moves were pawns in that game.
This is not where you want to be. And I mean, Alireza will tilt you. It is possible. It does happen, but you
Is this
definitely,
rook
yeah.
trapped? It's almost trapped, right? Kind of a funny. The rook got trapped on white side of the board there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he definitely was tilted. I mean, he's fighting along, and somehow, sometimes tilt will help you out a little bit. Where you just I don't even care no more. Just make moves, and then somehow it works. Like because
Yep.
here it's better than what it was. It's better than what it was. So you may be okay now.
Look how quickly Alireza played f6 and actually brought his pawns towards the center, which means he has 2 connected pass pawns now.
Yeah, with the bishops too as well. Takes. Yeah, Jeffrey is just. I mean, yeah. Hey, we are playing Ali Reza here, who is a very clear favorite. In fact, he was the
Yep.
winner. Was he the winner last year? I think he was.
And
He
and
won.
6.5 to 1.5. I mean, against someone as strong as Jeffrey, that's incredibly
Yeah.
hard to do. As we jump around here in the event, there's 4 ongoing matchups. We're more than halfway through that 30-minute timer, so we can start to look at the scores and kind of you know, make some comments about what we think is going to happen here. There are a lot of imbalanced matchups, but right now, Erdomush and Guha, this is one of the closest ones, even halfway through, James.
Honestly, Guha down a game now. He was up, and we saw Ya. You know what? We always say Yagiz, and we just learned it today. What is the pronunciation now, Ahmad?
Yez Erdomush.
Yes, yes. So
Yez.
it's Y-E-Z. That's how I have to see it. I have to see it as Y-E-Z, even though it's different letters there. Got it.
That's
So
right.
yes. So yes, actually, he was like, you can see the frustration earlier,
Right.
and now he's up a game. So I can see he's more calm. You can tell he feels better. Sometimes you get that groove, right? And I'm sure you've been there before too, as well, having bullet matches on the Chess Bra stream and
Hmm.
watching you guys play. Sometimes you just get that streak. Sometimes we'll see you play, 50 game match, and like you'll be down a few games, and then now you're up 10 games, right? Sometimes it's like that.
That's exactly right. It is truly so streaky. So if you get on, ooh, and this is an amazing tactical move, Queen D5. If the knight captured, there was a checkmate down there.
Bishop on H2, be careful. Back rank checkmate.
It's all about time. Oh, those pre-moves with check, those hurt.
Maybe he'll take a no. He's not gonna take a draw. I'm up some time.
Hmm.
Also, this pass pawn. Yeah, I'm just gonna flag him here at the bare minimum here. Go for the flag
Oh, that's a huge queen trade. That's a mistake.
and push. Oh, he got him with the trickery, but bishop f6. Okay.
He got him with the trickery. It's one of those times, James, where I'm not
Yeah,
sure the
yeah,
trickery actually mattered,
yeah.
and you still let your opponent know that you're a tricky, dirty player. So I don't know if it was worth it.
Still got to throw it in there, which is fun. You
Yeah.
still sometimes it happens falling for the tricks there, making that an even game. Looks like 5-5.
We're back at Jeffrey Zhang's, opening where he moves 10 pawns, but he hasn't lost material yet. And I gotta say, in Bullet, this is kind of a little bit of an attack here. Oh no, he
Yeah.
drops a full piece.
Oh, dang. That's an attack, and then boom. Oh, snap. I mean, for the other player.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. I have to
Yeah,
take responsibility for that. Came
yeah,
in
yeah.
and hyped it up.
I do. Oh, Chef Jeff is getting cooked himself, actually. In fact,
Ooh,
so, ooh,
knight
nice.
d4, and that Firouzja just
Oh
sees those
my goodness.
tactics like it's nothing. 8-2 in that one, and let's jump back to Andy against Nihal.
Andy Nihal heavyweight matchup. All of these are 9-4. Yeah, Nihal is definitely making a statement here. But wait, it looks like we're back in the game here. Says Andy, don't count me out. I mean, he is still going to be down 4 games if he's able to win this one here, which is very likely. Also, 1 second there for Nihal should be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at the
Okay.
time difference. It was
Yeah,
27 seconds to 0. I mean, that type of time differential is absolutely insane to maintain against a player of this caliber.
up 30 seconds there. Basically, that is crazy. It shows Andy's speed though. This is what happens when you do train 10-second chess a lot, and also
Yep.
play a lot of hyper bullet as well, as we've seen Andy do and play with all of them. Seen the bullet matches in hyper bullet matches as well. Incredibly fast, but he's looking to shorten that score.
Yeah, and ooh, actually, I really like Nihal's position here. Andy's kind of trading into a bishop and knight position, and yeah, the knight wants to use that c5 square. Not sure it's actually going to make it there. I probably would have wanted to keep those pieces on.
Maybe rook a5, double the rooks, but there was castles. Yeah, hard to create. Incorrect. And then maybe you just shuffle. Literally,
Hmm.
probably shuffle. Is this gonna be a draw? No, that can't be.
Can't be. There's just
It
no
can't
way.
be. This is bullet. Like you don't draw. Like it's against the rules. Actually.
Black, yeah, we're going to see f5 at least. He might be trying to play f4.
Okay. Bush. He can create a passer. Oh, try to. Now he's not. No, this is not a draw. No, I don't believe that.
No,
I'm
this
not
is
gonna believe it. Not even
looking
for a second.
pretty
There we
interesting
go.
for Andy here.
Yeah, he has some potential with the pass G pawn now.
Rook takes, and look, we're looking super drawish here, and that just
That's
makes me think
crazy.
who's going to be the one to win this, because we all know there's no way they make a
There's
draw.
no, you don't draw. Like, this would be the first draw ever in bullet chess, guys. Like, this doesn't happen. You don't draw in bullet. It just never happens.
Okay. Look at the time difference. Andy has 10 seconds on his opponent. That's so meaningful.
Draw, get both players -1. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, S.J. McFarland. Like, that would make it
Oh,
more
and that's a
interesting.
slip. That's a
Oh,
slip.
got him! Again, you don't draw in bullet. Somebody's got to
Oh,
do something
no.
crazy. That might
That's
be a
not the
tilter.
way to do it.
That could be a tilter. Wow. Jeez. Oh,
Jeffrey
Chef
against
Jeff cooking here.
Alireza. Again, this line from Jeffrey, I have to say I'm kind of growing to like it for bullet chess. I just don't like the score. The score's 9-2, so I don't think there's going to be any coming back from that with 7 minutes left. But this line is grown on me.
Yeah, it was definitely a don't try this one at home, boys and girls. But now Chef Jeff seems to be cooking himself. Was knight g5 almost mate there? Knight g5 takes. Yeah, king h6 takes and takes on g5. There are some mating nets he's trying to configure here. King f5 will be nice. Force me to
The
f5.
G7 pawn is hanging. That's got to be close to over.
Correct. And where's the mate? Check. Go e6, king e6, beautiful move, and check, and okay, where's the mate? Knight h4, knight g5, whoa, rook takes. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's mate on h7.
H7, there it is. Good job. Good job. Jeff, able to come back. At least, get back on the board here. 6.5 minutes here.
Okay, let's see here. Tang against Muradli. This one is, pretty significant gap. I think as the time is getting lower here, I do think that there's a potential comeback in the Woodward match. So I think I want to stick with that one. But the closest match by far is going to be Guha and Erdomush.
Yeah, 6-6 there, as we see on the side there. Tang looking to try to close out, at least keep the lead, keep the score up.
Could be a potential last-minute comeback here for Muradli, because Andrew is going to lose this one. Let's take a look at Guha and Erdomush here. Every game is so important. Every point, you start to think about the time a little bit as well.
Yeah, this is the matchup. This is the matchup right here. Down that rook there, he shakes his head, but it's only
7-6.
a 1-point lead. I mean, this is where it's at. The most evenly matched we've seen today between these two.
And 5 minutes on that match clock, James, it can really an entire match can swing the other direction. It's so streaky. Don't think that because one player is up 9-0 that the expected score is 18-0. No.
Yeah.
At that point, the other guy can go on a streak.
It can happen, especially if you just kind of snap out of it. Sometimes it's jitters, and you're like, you know what, man, just play, and then you get comfortable, as we've seen actually in this match, as Guha was up like 3 games or something at the start.
Oh, it's sacrifice city here, isn't it, James?
Absolutely. You don't even think about it. You don't even think about it. You just do it. Sack first, think later. That's what it says in the books.
Okay. Ooh, he stopped the sacrifice, but he had to lose a piece to do it.
He had to think about it too. Take stakes, and you just don't think about it. That's it. D3. We need to take. So much time.
Yeah, this is definitely going to even up the match here, unless something incredibly bad happens. Knight takes on f6.
Knight
Will
f6.
happen? Yes. Yeah. 7-7.
That's nice.
And Woodward and Nihal is the only one that I could see, a real comeback happening. The other matches, I can see some pretty big leads opening up. But Woodward against Nihal, Woodward is one of the fastest players in this competition. So if you got to go fast, that's the guy to do it.
Yeah, I think actually, in fact, even though we see Andy winning this game here. But Nihal actually, it was very likely or possible, we should say, that he could have tilted after that game where he lost the rook in the rook in game, where it was just immediately a drawn end game. But in bullet chess, things happen. He hangs his rook, and you can see sometimes players will immediately tilt in that type of stuff. But here, as we see, a few games
This is an
later,
amazing move.
amazing. Oh, Queen H3 is nasty too, by the way.
Yeah, like rook d5. He's down a piece here, but he just caused Andy to think for like 15 seconds, and I couldn't really see a way out. And it looks like he might have found it, but this doesn't look obvious.
You got to run for the hills. Rook h1 being a move here. He wants to draw d4. There it is.
I guess it does stop anything from going to d3.
Got to get out of there. Nice c4, nice move. Bring another piece into late game. Okay.
That time advantage, though, somehow Andy spent 15 seconds on one move, and he's way up on time. How the heck did that happen?
He trades everything out. He's like, you know what? I'm tired of the tricks here. Yeah, that's one thing you got to do with Nihal. Just get rid of his pieces.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, if he has no pieces, he can't do anything. Check, check, takes. And check. And Andy leans back. He's comfortable. Yep.
And Nihal's happy to have this game go quite a while. Remember, there's 2 minutes left. So this is a pretty important game, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It took so long. So we're going to jump to Guha and Erdoğmuş, because I think this is the one that can go to tie breaks, right? With less than 2 minutes left. Not only is this game super important, but there's going to be another one.
Here we go, guys. This is very important. Maybe you'll have maybe 2 more games here. It's possible, especially if a player resigns early here. In fact, guys, let's just show the tie breaks to show. Listen, guys, this is the format. If they do end up having some type of tie break here, we're actually going to go where they'll play additional 1-0 games. They'll play more games. This will go on until a player attains a 2-point lead. You have to win by 2. 10 additional games are played. If no player attains a 2-point lead after 10 games, whoever leads after 10 games wins the match. And if it's still tied after that, they actually do a chess boxing match in front of everyone.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think that one's in the regulations here.
Yeah, it's regulation.
This is the place to be here. It's 8-7. So Yes has to win this game right now. I'm looking at that match clock. There's less than a minute left, which means it's probably going to expire by the end of this one. So I suppose he could still draw the game and stay alive, but ultimately, for the confidence, you do want to get that win. If he loses, though, it will be all over here, because that will be the 2-game lead that is required to win the match. So a draw, they keep playing; a win, they keep playing. But if Guha wins with the black pieces, it's over.
Well, it's definitely difficult, but he's trying. And what is that time situation? Very evenish with the 30 seconds as well. Let's see.
I mean, this position looks very good for white. Not to mention,
knight h6 is mate.
Yeah, knight h6 is checkmate.
Yeah, double on the file. Yeah, you might as well start a new one, big dog.
Look at those faces, just completely locked in. They know how important this game is, and Erdoğmuş he's delivering in an important game.
You can queen first and play rook h7, which was a nice combination.
Oh, bishop coming to a3.
3.
Amazing. He does it when he needs to, on demand, and this match definitely needs some more time, doesn't it? It is 8-8 after 30 minutes. We're back where we started, James.
Wow. All right. And it's 8-8. It's even. Everybody breathe. Everybody reset. He's like, yo, what's going on? Are we playing or not?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
what's up?
That's the thing with Bullet. You just want the next game.
Right. You're just ready to, exactly. You want to lock in and be ready. He's locked in. They both are. And of course, now we have tie breaks, guys. It's a win by 2. Put your predictions. I see the chat says new prediction coming. Exactly. Who are you going with? That's actually a great question. I really don't know, in fact, who I would be.
Yeah, it's important to remember that the players now are going to play 10 more games maximum. They don't have to play 10 games regardless, right? If someone comes out, James, and wins 2 games in a row right here, that's just it, right? But they can play up to 10 more games maximum. And after those 10 games, if it's still tied, right? If you still don't have that decision, if it's tied, they continue. But at that point, after the 10 games, you can win by 1. So if 10 games happens and someone's up by 1, that's it right there. So just important to remember the intricacies of tie breaks here, because you do need that 2-point lead in order to win. So you either get a 2-point lead or you play 10 games. If after 10 games you're up even by 1, that's a match win. But if it's still tied, then you have to go and continue to play, right? Whoever wins at that point is just winner take all.
That's it, winner take all. Chat, who is in there? I'm going to get into the chat as well. Let me predict and see who do I want. Let me check. All right. I'm going to go with...
Getting the prediction in?
I'm putting mine in. Mine is sent. I put the house on it, so hopefully I'm right here. Here we go, guys. All right, chat. Who do you think is going to win? Who was white for game 11?
This is the sort of the calm, right? The eye of the storm. I actually dislike this part the most, because as a bullet player, even though a coach might say, okay, take a break, relax, recoup, I'm like, no, give me the next bullet game, insta click, insta start. I can tell that these players are ready to go.
You're like, break? What is that? I'm playing bullet chess. No, I don't take a break, and it could cool off someone that's hot, but we do have games. Let's go.
Here we are, back underway here. So 8-8 is our reference point for the matchup, and I love this idea in bullet chess for Yes.
This is already just much better. I mean, you have a nice vicious attack, it looks like, on the king, but Guha defending like a beast here. Played 97 to stop 95, bringing the king back to E8. I mean, that was incredible accuracy when it comes to defending. Love the rook lift here. Queen G6 incoming. H6 maybe. Yikes, that's scary. I mean, oof.
Yeah, a lot of maybes.
That's scary.
Interesting. Okay, so there is a threat of knight to d6 check there, but okay, we see pawn to e6, and look, it's not a good position for black, but time is even, and all you need to worry about is being down by 2. So right now, both players can lose this game and keep fighting.
As 26 to 29 seconds there. The clock is ticking still. Black moves his king a bunch of times. Knight takes b7. Says that is not a move after king e8. And somehow, everything's even here. But this is why you don't pay attention to the engine, especially in bullet chess here, as it goes right back up. Check and hitting before you splitting. There it is, mate.
There it is, mate. And no, that does not mean the end of the match, but advantage for Adomos here, who can now, James, with a win, actually claim the match win.
Yes, he has to be happy about that.
Okay, next one is underway here.
Let's go.
Yep. And it's sometimes it's a hard thing to remember when you're just in the thick of it, just in battle. But Guha does not need to win this game. He can draw, go to the next one. Draws are just not a common result, James, in bullet.
That is true. Yes, draws not a common result, as we see. What's up, time traveler? I see in chat. Can't they Chess Bar House? Yes, I live here now. I do. I'm in. I have a.
That's right. You're doing a residency.
Yeah, quick residency at the Chess Bar pad. Okay, B3.
You can. I was going to say, I think you can just grab this D pawn with either piece, but yeah, advantage to Erdomush, who can close things out with a big win with the black pieces here,
which could be huge. And I actually if my prediction, I did put it on Yez to win it here. I think he just had a good flow when it came to coming back. Actually, he was shooken up in the beginning because he was down some games, but he did an incredible job of coming back, and it seems like he has momentum on his side.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Momentum is absolutely everything, and we see e5. So black is up a pawn here. And I was going to say, if white can keep the a pawn, there's a chance, but he's not keeping anything.
He's like, why keep the A-pawn? And on to the next problem, okay?
Exactly.
A-pawn is gone. So, as you said, a draw, would be okay for him, but, not likely. We are playing bullet chess here. You like, draw what? What are you talking about? What
Hmm.
exchange here?
Yeah, no, he definitely lost some material there, but I would still say that Black's position is the one that you'd rather have.
In fact, here we go. There is
Oh no, the
E3. That was
pawn got
strong.
dropped on E6.
Oh, yikes. He did not mean to do that one. Oh, man. Here the rook's getting nasty. But does he have just a draw?
He
says
can
that,
make a
what?
draw, remember.
He can. He's at 7 seconds. He's probably
He's
has to
not
take
doing it.
Oh, he's not doing it. He said, I won't go for it. I need to get back in the game. Bishop takes G4.
95 is coming. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, that hurts.
Black is winning. Picks up more material. He's got the time as well. White has to start pre-moving, and he is.
At 1 second.
This is
Pre-move.
so close.
He's got to move.
Oh, the
Moving
check at the end, but he takes it.
Oh,
He still wins.
flag. He's out of there. Get him off the board. 0.9. You can see it in his face. It hurts the pain.
Oh my goodness. And that is it. I mean, both players are shaking their heads after that one. That is the 2-point lead, which is what he needed to close out the match. And he just
put his hand through the computer. Did you see that? Live to air. He was gone. He was gone. Computer gone here, guys. Do not try this at home. He broke his computer. Wow. Yeah, he's made it through. That is crazy. Good stuff there. Amazing. Absolutely amazing there. He's made it through to the next round. Aman, what do you think about this match so far? That was crazy.
That was amazing. That was just a taste, right? That was the winners round one. We're just getting started here. Let's take a look at the bracket, see the outcome of what we just watched there. What an incredible matchup and a deserving young player there as Yez Erdoğan moves up to the winners quarterfinals. We had Alireza, Yez, Nihal, and Andrew win their matchups. James, is honestly, is that what you expected? Because the players on the top there, those are the top seeds.
Yeah, I actually did expect sort of this, but also there is a loser's bracket too as well, as of course, these players still have one life left, and it's possible to make it all the way through to the loser's quarterfinal and then actually challenge the winner. So it is very possible, and someone will end up doing it. It's going to happen. That's the power of course, having the double elimination bracket here. So pretty nice stuff, man. We still got more chess here, guys, but first thing we got to tell you to do is subscribe. Of course, guys, you need to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to our Twitch channel here. You can unlock some exclusive emotes of your favorite players, no ads on Chess.com, and fun content during the broadcast breaks. Use command subscribe in the chat to level up your streaming experience. Guys, you can also use Prime too as well. If you got your Prime, you can do a free subscription as well. Guys, we're going on a short break. We'll be back after this.
I'm not sure if he's playing, but Andrew Tang for sure has the fastest reaction time. Yeah, I think he for sure has it because he plays so quickly in Hyperwood. It's insane.
Okay. I guess Andrew is invited, yeah? Yeah, then of course yes.
Honestly, I think I probably do. I think Danya might be a close second, but I think I might take it.
I have always enjoyed playing this bullet, but I'm nobody next to people like Hikaru, on the younger generation who has played over at least over 10,000 games, maybe more. Of course, there are some people who specialize in bullets like Andrew Tang or Naroditsky is very good, of course.
I don't remember the first opening trap that I learned about, but I do remember the first classical tournament game that that I played, which was also my first tournament game in general, featured a trap that I sadly fell for. So it goes like this. This is called the Englund Gambit. It's a terrible opening, don't play it. And you go here. And the idea is to regain the pawn. At this point, I was 8.5. I'd never seen this opening before. And so I chose to defend the pawn with the bishop, which is an excellent move. Now comes the point. Black goes here with the queen. Now, if white blocks the check with the bishop, white is generally much better. Again, don't try this at home. I didn't do that. I went here with my queen. And now, sadly, once black takes this pawn, white is already lost. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was just thinking, bring out the queen, don't move the same piece twice, etc. Evidently, I didn't think enough. And now the idea is that the rook is trapped, and if you go here, protecting the rook, just like in Harry Potter, the bishop comes out.
Once I make my move, the queen will take me. Then you're free to check the king.
And pins the queen, and if that isn't bad enough, white, trying not to lose both the queen and the rook, will probably try and go back with the bishop. Then you take the queen, you take with the bishop, protecting the rook, and this is a most embarrassing checkmate. So I don't remember exactly what I did. What I do know is that I lost this game swiftly, and I didn't fall for this trap again, and I hope you don't either.
Your brain is a supercomputer capable of millions and millions of complex calculations and decisions. But your brain needs exercise, practice to keep it sharp and incisive. Chess puzzles are a great way to work out your brain. Daily puzzle solving makes your mind fit, building pattern recognition, critical thinking, and memory. Doing puzzles every day makes your mind fit, helping you build creativity, problem solving, and memory skills. Puzzles on Chess.com feature hundreds of thousands of original, beautiful problems tailored to your level. Whether you've never played before or you're a veteran, whatever level you're at, Chess.com's coach will help explain both the puzzle and the solution so you learn as you go. Most importantly, Chess.com puzzles are fun. Find interesting, beautiful solutions while building streaks, leveling up, and competing with friends. Try puzzles today on Chess.com and give your brain the exercise it's craving.
Here we go. We are back. The Bullet Chess Championship 2025. FIDE Master James Canty III here with Grandmaster Amon Hamilton. Listen, bro, it's been crazy. We still got a lot of chess left, right, Hambo?
Oh, that's absolutely right, James. And most excitingly, we get to take a look at the players that won their previous matchups. So, that kind of means the matchups should get closer and closer. The first round, we usually see a lot of matchups that are a bit lopsided. The streakiness, the momentum of bullet chess, James. But I think that these ones will be a little bit closer. Let's take a look at the matches that we got coming up.
And in the quarterfinals here, guys, first you can see the scores over there. I mean, not really lopsided. Yeah, of course, maybe the one with Jeffrey Strong there, Alireza. Alireza is definitely the winner. Of course, he won before. And, you see the other scores, but look at that quarterfinals. It's going to be a little bit harder for these players as they have another match to do here with 30 minutes on these as well. Nihal versus Andrew Tang, both speed and tactical geniuses. Then you have Alireza, who is the winner, versus Yez, very strong and young as well. So as we know him as a young beast, I think youngest to hit 2,600 or something like that today. So extremely impressive. So come on, we got some heavy hitters and some big battles ahead.
We do, and Alireza and Andrew Tang have met before in a final of this event. And we know that Alireza is also the defending champion. He's decked out in what looks to be his esports org gear. If I'm seeing that right, it looks like maybe a Falcons jersey there. But yeah, this should be such a great battle because Alireza was once the young player that everyone was like, oh, battle of the generations. It's like now we've got Erdomush, who's kind of representing that young talent.
Yeah, Alireza's old now, like
Yeah, exactly.
He's just old, man. You could tell he got the glasses and he's just old. No, I'm kidding. At the same time, right? Alireza always comes full circle where like you were that person and now now he's a kid that took your place there, but he's still extremely strong. Alireza. Now it looks like was Nihal asleep there for a second? It is late in India. Like he was knocked out for a second.
Couldn't be less interested. Cannot wait for these matches to start, and we do have them underway here. So let's get right into things. Tang is on your right side of the screen there. We have Firouzja on the left. Two huge matchups here, and we can kind of focus our attention more on both of them at once.
In fact, here we go. Yeah, this is nice to see this bird. This is kind of in a bird's eye view in a way. Seeing both games. Andrew Tang apparently winning on the board over there. Alireza slightly better as well. Time-wise, even looks like all around.
Yeah, that's an important thing to pay attention to. Just how the players manage the time. And I was about to say, was that an entire rook that just disappeared? And I think it was. There's a rook missing on that board.
And it looks like a king being mated on the other. In fact, or close to. Check. Move around. Takes on f7. Queen e7. Hoping for the rook to move.
Yeah, as you've been saying, just hunting it down.
He was expecting a check there. And move.
There you go. So great starts there for Alireza and Nihal. Shall we take a look, a bit more specifically at Andrew and Nihal? This is, two 3,200 caliber players going at it here.
In fact, we have the poll up and ready. They got 60% on Tang. They say, nah, Tang is it. Tang is the one, is what they're saying.
I guess so. I mean, it's hard to bet against either one of these players, but Andrew is also he's the Hyper Bullet champion right now. He's someone who has been to the finals of this very event, the Bullet Chess Championship. So he's got a lot of reason to like that bet.
Right. Yeah, of course. He does have the Hyper Bullet title there. He won. That's impressive. Wow, this one is not impressive, though. King d2 night before, and if King f1, yeah, okay, that's nice, King f1. Maybe he's able to get away. Knight f2, take the rook in the corner, he says. I'll repeat first. King e3, what a move.
Yep, he's trying to get the king out. There is going to be a knight check to follow, but instead he decides to trade, and Nihal picking up material here. Incredible. He's keeping that rook on a7 to stop the check.
Wow.
This speed from Andrew is incredible. And he's in a tough position. I'm so impressed by this speed we're seeing.
Look at the bar. The bar is doing reps.
Wow.
Oh!
Wow.
Man.
Smart by Nihal. Offer that trade, and it's not a guarantee, but there is that checkmate threat as well. I think Andrew was actually going to win that game on time, so that's incredible.
Yeah, he was going to win on time there. Nihal is a very, very tricky but also strong player and fast. I think even saw Daniel hanging out with Nihal on stream, actually, was just playing him while streaming. He was like, it's just incredible how many moves he can make with no time. Is what he was saying. Daniel's like, how is he doing? Like, I need to see. In fact, this is words from Daniel. He was like, I need to see his mouse cam. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'm not sure you guys were watching that chat if you were watching Daniel and that match with Nihal, but he was like, I need to see his mouse cam. I got to see it.
Okay, here. So Nihal and their opposite sides castled always makes for a fun bullet game. We see h7 hanging, but we also see the white king is completely exposed as well. So I can't even tell which king is safer here.
Right. That's quite scary, in fact. Rook h7, but it feels like because I'm defending c2, I should be okay. from white standpoint, which is bar agrees here, taking on b6, queen something, maybe not. What is the move, bro? What? It's
Hey,
incredible.
if that's not the move, it's certainly a great one. Bishop
G6.
takes pawn. He just calmly goes back.
Yeah, bishop defends c2 so well. And then we have a trade, and we got the extra 2 pawns here. Oh, rook on a 7th rank, though. Nice for Andrew.
He's trying to play rook to a6. Yeah, and that's check. Well,
Mate!
hello.
Oh,
no, that is a bad checkmate to miss. That was his game, and instead, credited with the win is Tang. Let's jump to the other match. We got to see Alireza against Yes.
Wow, this looks like a Carol Khan or a Scandi, something like that.
I'm seeing the score here, James. Already 3-0 for, Mr. Defending Champ right now.
Yeah, defending champ here. He's trying to make a statement here to say, I am the best. I am the best for a reason. And he 4-0. Wow.
4-0. That's serious. Are we going to get halfway to 10 with this next game? Let's take a look. It is such a streaky game, bullet chess, but it just feels like Alireza is always streaking. If it's a streaky game, how does he do it? How is he always on a streak?
Yeah, I think he's like the Hulk, how are you doing this? Like, well, I'm always angry. You're like, oh, wow, that's how he does it. Like, it seems to be the same as Alireza. He looks the same. He doesn't change how he's moving, how he looks. Everything's just the same, right? And that's good to be stoic and have your flow going, as we see right now with Alireza. He's in a flow.
There we go. There's going to be a big attack happening here, by the way. On the dark squares, bishop on b2. Probably the move f4 and maybe the rook sliding over. A lot possible here.
Yes, this could be, in fact, especially being up like this too as well. I think we've all been here before, where if you have these type of situations, he just hangs a knight, and you can start to see it, and he hangs the queen. You can start to see the tilt here, and it happens literally. I think we've all been here before, as a player, where you are just losing a bunch of games, and then you just don't even care about life anymore. Is what it feels like here. He's just, even positions where you could be winning or have a better chance, because you've lost so many already. It's hard to mentally prepare yourself to actually play better here.
Yeah, you're articulating that well. That's exactly what it feels like. And if you've never played bullet at a high level, rook h1, it's not quite mate, but rook h2 could lead to something.
Takes and run the king out.
Hey, this is a real tricky attempt.
Tricky. Oh,
amazing! Look at that.
There it
is.
Look
at that. We're just talking about the tilt. Honestly, what you said is entirely correct, and now I'll bring the follow-up. If you're on tilt and you're tilting a game away and you're kind of throwing it, and then you end up winning it, that's the ultimate untilter. Now he's back in this match. Look at this. It's Alireza on tilt, just dropping material.
Exactly. And that's crazy how streaky the game is and how psychological it is too as well. Where immediately you get a win and it's like you can breathe. You're like, I can beat this guy. I can win a game. Like I
can play good chess. You convince yourself you can't.
I remember how the knight moves. Like that's exactly how you feel. And now he feels better. So you can see he's finding some good moves. B5 is incredible. If C takes C4 looks good. That's exactly what he goes for. So yeah, he's back.
He's so back. Rook C1, rook B1. He's got all the possibilities here. Throw that D pawn up the board.
Yeah, if queen takes, rook B5.
Well, it's going to be an attack.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you got to trade those in D5. E4.
So it's interesting. I actually don't mind the position. Wow, what a move. Rook C6. That's quite an impressive move from Erdogan. I really like what he just did there. Turned the entire game around. I was about to say I like Black's position.
There we go. And Alireza he might be going down 2 games in a row here. It's possible. It's not over yet. Now he has queen and queen.
Yeah. I don't know how Alireza is keeping track of all these. There's queen checkmate. And look at how the match turned around. 5-0 turned into 4-2 just while we've been watching.
Just like that, boys and girls. Just like that. He's back in the game. I was down. Now, okay, I'm still down. But, I'm filling up. I'm like one leg up, getting off the ground.
Yep.
Getting
All right,
off the
let's stick
ground
with
here.
one more game here to see if he can continue this incredible comeback.
Yeah, very nice, very good stuff.
I like what we're seeing here. Look at the time difference as well. I mean, when you're like 5-6 seconds up on Alireza, you're playing fast.
Yeah, and also it's not a position where it's incredibly hard. It's even in game close to right. So you up time and I'm moving fast. Okay, maybe not up so much time too as well. By the way, we just heard from the back end. His Chess.com username is Legend is back. Will we see a comeback? Don't call it that, but he says Legend is back is his username.
There you go. Okay, after the pawn moves forward, the pawn on f2 is going to be defended. Will we see a draw here? Almost a nice little intermission for these guys, but no one seems completely interested in it yet. He's playing for a win.
Push.
I don't know if it was smart, but that is what he's doing.
Yeah, he may have to. It might be. Oh, was that queen d4 and push?
Yep, he can trade the queens. Uh-oh. That is it, 5-2. And let's jump over to our other match. It's Andrew against Nihal. Both of these matchups are heating up here. This one is so close. And a reminder for those, wondering if history is going to repeat itself. Nihal did beat Andrew Tang 14-12 in this event last year. So
wow.
By the way, that scoreline sounds like something that went to overtime. So I already know that this is going to be insanely close.
And in fact, Andrew Tang has that. I remember this from last year. You never forget these, right? So you defeated me last year. Cool. I am, determined to win this year and by a close margin too as well, which we still see now. 2.5, 3.5. Also remember, Andrew Tang did just win the Hyper Bullet Championship. Yes, we get an extra 30 seconds here. This is different. But Andrew being incredibly fast, also incredibly good to be able. By the way, the engine is going crazy. Is it just knight f7, 96?
Oh my gosh. It's knight f5. This is an insane brilliancy from Nihal.
Nihal, you got to chill, bro. You got to relax. That's ridiculous. And then you play e6 to follow? Or knight f7. It's probably e6, though.
And the follow-up here is also going to be impressive. Like, to even find the next move, I don't know. I think it might have been h6 or something crazy.
Yeah, that was just vicious. He just played knight f5 and threw it in there like that in front of all these people. That's ridiculous.
Exactly, yeah.
Queen e6 was nice, actually, I think, there. And it takes a knight e6 possible. But, yeah, now bar moves a little bit, but impressive with knight f5 for sure.
And, I mean, Nihal's the one with the brilliancy, but what about Andrew? He's sitting here, and he's actually in a position after queen h3 gets mated, unfortunately, after queen e8, but he's better. He's somehow brought it back.
Yeah, was there queen g6? Rook takes. No, it wasn't.
e5, you have to lose the rook here.
Ooh.
But it's done.
Yeah, he definitely, extreme fumble here from Nihal, but that's the nature of the game here. And you have to stay in the game, be tenacious, be, relentless. Do not give up, actually, as you see here.
Yep.
Andrew Tang. Even the match. Nice move, knight f5, but you got to win the game. Tang.
That's right, yeah. You don't get credit for, most brilliancies in the game, unfortunately. It is 3.5, and we see that match clock ticking down just about halfway, a little bit more. So lots can still happen here, but the matchup here is super, super close.
Yeah, I'm actually just so invested in the games. I'm not even paying attention to the clock, which is like, oh, yeah, you just mentioned that. I was like, I forgot we even have a clock.
That's right.
So attached to the games here. I'm sure chat feels the same. Chat, I know your energy's high. I can see in the chat going crazy. Shout out to you guys.
Energy's always got to be high for Bullet, right? That's just what the game brings out of you.
Come on, let's go. Chat, where are we watching from? Where are you watching from? That's a queen gone. Nihal is going down in this game.
It's a queen gone, but he got 2 pieces for it. One of them is the dark squared bishop. Just for Bullet standards, I would still say that Black holds very reasonable chances. Much better than a blitz game or a longer format game like Rapid.
Yes, as we see him. Oh, we got a lot. Italy, Texas, New York, Tokyo, US. The moon. Wow, that's fire. Okay, Germany.
Dang, the moon.
The moon. That's crazy, man. We got to step our game up. India.
Yeah, exactly.
Italy.
I got nothing on that.
I got nothing on that one. Quebec, Pennsylvania, nice. Arizona. Good to see you guys. Good to see you
Okay,
guys.
I think it's fizzling out here as Tang has done a very, very good job at neutralizing everything, bring the rook down, make some threats, and Black has a couple checks to give, but not really anything past that.
Yeah, and Tang looking to go up a game here. Remember, he's so determined because he did lose very a narrow margin, 2 games in last year's Bullet Chess Championship. So it'd be incredible for Tang. It's possible. Obviously, you still have to get through Alireza, but Tang's like, I won the Hyper Bullet. Imagine if I'm able to get through all the way through to the final and try to win the Bullet Chess Championship.
That would be impressive, the sort of double crown in Bullet.
Yeah, do both. Like, come on, they're like, wow, we don't invite this guy next year. Can somebody else have some fun? Right? Okay.
We're taking a look at Alireza against Erdomas. It feels like, when we are actually watching the match, Yez is making some kind of a comeback, and then we turn away and Alireza wins like 4 bullet games before we can return. That's just the type of match that it's been.
H5 knight, yeah, of course. Alireza now on a tear here, up 6 games, looking to make it a 7. Knight A4, bringing the knight around the D3 to go knight C5. Really strong move, hits the bishop. Maybe a trade, maybe not. Takes on A5. I mean, geez, vicious.
Yeah, this is tough. H7 pawn is hanging. That's a free pawn. Complete control here for Alireza. Yes, the rook gets active there, but I think this is going to be a win. Rook G1 and bishop H6 is something you can play reliably after king F8.
Blade takes king G4. I'm up a piece too as well. I mean, okay, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, nice. C4. I'm out of there.
That's impressive, right? Even E6, I think he's going to take it, and he does. Bishop to E5 was the idea, but not possible at the moment. Bishop check, bishop F6, and Alireza looking to put another one on the board. That's going to be 9-2, James.
No, 9-2 is vicious. That is scary. Alireza won last year for a reason. And he's doing it in style here. I mean, he won by 8 or 9 games in the first match. He's up, 6-7 games now. He's just trying to dominate the entire tournament. Who can stop him?
Honestly, yeah. Who can stop him? It's usually been the likes of Hikaru Nakamura, but we have a younger field here. It's someone else is going to have to step up, because Alireza right now, the way that he's playing, James, he is truly looking unstoppable in this field.
Yeah, it's a confidence, it's belief that you can do it, which he's done before. He's also won this event before. He knows what it takes. He's also faced Hikaru and Magnus in these events, right? So having, I'm not playing Hikaru, I'm not playing Magnus, he feels a little bit different. He knows, I think there's a lot of confidence there. Number one, and number two, being the champ once again.
That's right. I mean, he took out Hikaru to become the champ. So it's not to say that if that guy was here, it's not to say that he wouldn't just do it again. But, we all know about the success that Hikaru's had in this tournament in general, historically. So a lot of strong names over the years, but certainly right now it is looking like Alireza doing more of the same. But we're on Nihal right now, and Andrew, no stranger to these type of high pressure matchups. So he's been in this event a lot. Oh, that's a mistake though. He expected rook check. I think he expected rook check. So of course, as I'm talking about, no stress for Andrew. He's going to make a rookie mistake, and he just didn't predict the move correctly.
Yeah, rookie mistake with the rook, in fact. So, in fact, definitely some problems there. But looking to bounce back is still very, very close, guys. This one game match here, this is going to be the master watch, as we see on the screen below us. I mean, we might not even, we probably should just stay here. In fact, as it's 10-2. Alireza is almost up a 10-point lead here. This is the close match that we're looking at between Nihal and Andrew Tang.
Exactly right. This is the one to be on here. 23200s. Like, they're so evenly matched that even their rating hardly changes, because it goes up for one, and then next game it goes right back down.
H4, bishop at 5. Yikes. I mean, these bishops are looking absolutely vicious. That's a scary position for the bishops.
Poor
There's
king
goes
down
one.
there.
There's one pawn. And bishop A1 is actually nasty too. Maybe bishop A3. Okay. Queen
Yeah,
E5.
and remember that C pawn can't move up to prevent a checkmate, so could be some big problems there. Bishop G5, hang on. Back the other way.
Like, wait, hold on. I got bishops too, bro.
Whose attack is scarier here? I'd be concerned no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's not, yeah. Very nice from Andrew. Bouncing back and forth just blows. Like, you ever seen the slap competitions? Like those things?
Oh, I have. Yeah, those are
Those are, that's what this seems like. Like, all right, your turn, bro. And then, like, slap me as hard as you can, because it's literally going back and forth here. I guess this is crazy. Very, very evenly matched.
It's funny, he's chasing the king all the way around the board. In the end, he was like, all right, 20 checks later, there's no mate. Let me just take this bishop and win the game.
And takes. Okay. Oh, we got some type of, castle queen side. This always scores good for white. See what happens. It's all theory.
Yeah, I like playing this way in bullet. You just put the bishop on h6. You push the h pawn up the board, f pawn as well, and you have easy moves into the center of the board. So nice, easy play for Andrew, and that's why he has a big time advantage plus a nice attack.
Yeah, this is always, I mean, it scores extremely well for white. And yeah, he's already winning here, apparently. So king g5, maybe, king h8, and now knight f6, bishop d3. Oh, yeah, you got to defend the mate, obviously. Don't get
Everything seems to be covered. He's got that time advantage here.
Rook e1, that's a free move. And now what? 97? 97's nice. There we go. Stops rook g8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's big threats. H6 is almost an unstoppable threat. Rook G1. Knight G6 even comes to mind. Yeah, opening up the H file.
Ugh, Knight G6, bitches. That's a resi. Might as well hit the button. Hit the button, and he does. Dang.
Yeah, that's impressive. And we see the score, by the way, continuing to climb between Firouzja and Erdomush. It's just a matchup that he's not quite ready to handle yet. That's 13-2 over there. It's certainly going to be a victory for Alireza, which will move him on in the winners bracket. So we're gonna stay here at 6.5 to 5.5 for Andrew Tang, and only 8 minutes remaining. Anything can still happen.
Anything can and will happen here, of course, as Andrew is trying to come back from what happened last time. He's actually doing great here. The king looks very bad on G2 here. This could be a first 2-point lead of the match, I think. Maybe they were back and forth. Maybe there was another one, but Andrew Tang, losing by 2, is trying to be up 2 now against Nihal.
Yeah, this looks very good. He's going to switch his attention briefly to the H file, I think. But, the white queen, if there's any opportunity soon, is going to start playing moves like queen c4. It's not that easy to deal with.
You see, Alireza is a father now. Congrats to him. Yeah, he has, he's a father to many. He's a father to many. In fact, there's a Rosen score thing. Actually, shout out to Eric Rosen, but it's like a Rosen score. You can actually Google it, guys. I highly recommend it. I've done it on stream. The Rosen score, and it tells you how many people you've adopted, which is pretty nice. So.
Yeah, how many people you've won 10 in a row against?
Yeah, how many people have you done that before, Amon? The Rosen score thing?
I have, yeah. There's I have my own thing as a part of it. The Mona Lisa checkmate is now on there.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's the is that the viral checkmate?
The reset checkmate, exactly.
Man, bro, that was sick, by the way. Have you not seen that? I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is one of the greatest videos on the internet. Is Amon mating someone with the starting position. That was insane. And it was pre-moved too.
That's right. That's right. That's my craft while these guys are over here working on theirs. Nihal with the pre-moves. He's up 1 pawn, and if he trades queens here, that's okay. Right? He can trade queens. Oh, that's a slip, but it's not gonna matter.
Oh,
that's a win for Nihal. He ties it up 6.5.
Yep, ties up 6.5 there, and it was about to be 2-point lead. He said, try again. He didn't do it. He wasn't able to do it.
Okay, Andrew going with that trusty London system here.
I know what else. Who else does the London system? Oh, Amon does. Oh,
Yeah, no,
wow.
I'm trying to
Right.
think of the, the absolute stars of the London. Of course. Let's see it.
Yeah, this
King
is
on D2. You gotta love the placement. Pawn to F4 next, I would suspect.
correct. And move the rook around and do something else. Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, he'll
Okay.
definitely be taking that. Wow, taking on B7. That's very bold.
Okay, taking on B7. Nice. You want to see a bullet match between Kanti and Amon? That'd be tough. That'd be tough for me, obviously. Amon has hit a 3,200 piece. Okay, I'm maxing at 2850. That's where my max is. So I need to make a push. I got to try to do a 29 push.
Well, there you go. Hold him to it, guys. He said it on stream. Hold him to it. What is that? 29 for James?
29,
We'll be
29.
checking in with you soon.
Sheesh. Now I got to do it. Dang it. All right. Well, here we go, guys. Here we go. I got to do it. Let's go.
I would be scared if I had Andrew's king placement here, even though it feels like White's had a good position all game. Just look at these rooks, queen. The pawn is going to make its way to c3, barreling down. This is not a position you can play quickly.
Can I play just
C3?
F6?
I mean, it's
Double the
over.
rook's strong. He had rook B2 there, I think. Oh, yeah, but C3 too, yeah. Absolutely.
This has got to be over. Yep. That's it. Takes the lead. Nihal over Andrew. This is kind of shaping up with, about 4 minutes left. It's shaping up to be similar to what happened last year. Can Andrew finally overcome this sort of curse of Nihal Sarin beating him in this event?
Tang followers, Tang, who, if you want Andrew Tang, put it in the chat now. Who are you going for? Will Tang be able to finish off Nihal Sarin as Nihal did him last year, or will Nihal do it again? Who do you got in the chat? Place your predictions. Don't put the house on it. We don't recommend that. But at the same time, who do you have? Let's go.
Let's go. Rook D1. We obviously have, two matches ongoing, but the other one is all but decided. The action is right here in front of you. 7.5 to 6.5, which means if Nihal wins right here, he's setting himself up very nicely for that final game. Just has to maintain that 2-game lead.
3 minutes left on the clock here. Nihal up 1 game, even on the eval bar position. Definitely even. Having the same amount of pawns. It says, psych! Even what? Is that just almost made on the back rank? It's almost. In fact, he hasn't made himself. Bishop E2. He takes
Look
the
at
pawn,
that.
and it's nothing. He runs. He gets out of there.
He says, I don't care. King to H2, and that bishop covers absolutely everything. And bishop C5 is going to win the game for Nihal. Andrew's in a tough spot with less than 3 minutes on the match clock.
And it's at 5 here. And of course, you can just trade everything down and win the in-game quite
I was
easily.
about to say, I would consider resigning because of the match clock situation. I agree with that. You have to resign rather than waste another minute and still lose.
Yeah, in fact, right. It's important that you use the match clock to your advantage as well here. Going back to the trusty London, as he had a good position in the last game there. And now he has the bishop pair. Very nice here.
Yeah, the opposite bishops here actually give Nihal very, very decent chances. Remember, Andrew's not even developed fully yet, right? His pieces are still sitting there. He's not castled, so he's behind.
He's definitely behind. But after the C4 move, really incredibly strong, by the way. A lot of stuff's hanging. He goes F3, knight E2, knight F4, queen B7, D6 is a little bit weak, Definitely loving White's position here.
Yeah, bishop back to D4, holds everything, can't be touched. You can castle, knight F4, completely turned around. And Andrew is in full control. He's also up on time. Queen C3 coming.
Which will be, we will definitely have one more game after this one. This could be very critical, being down 2. He'll probably make it. Oh my goodness. He hung his queen on national television in front of everybody. It's over. Tang is going down.
He needs to resign. And it doesn't matter though, right? He resigns. He's down by 3. There's no way that he wins this game and starts another game in time. He just hung his queen and he threw away what was sure to be a win. Oh my goodness, he must be sick.
Yeah, that's tough. That one hurts. You're going to feel that one. Everyone does. Bishop H7 wins on the spot, by the way. My goodness. Bishop H7, he finds, bring the rook back. He can even take a draw, do what he likes. Yeah. He's going to sit here and run a little bit of clock. That's it. The match is over. unbelievable, a uncharacteristic blunder there from Tang. As you can see the frustration on his face. Tough.
And he can play, by the way, a move like Rook F3 and probably win the game. But of course, match strategy, run some of that clock, make the draw. And then even if you start another game, it will not be in time. And the score on the other match, 14.5, 4.5. So definitely a match win for Alireza.
And there is a draw. Wow. I mean, Tang, uncharacteristic. He definitely was so close there, but he's not out. He goes to the losers bracket, but he was looking to redeem himself against Nihal this year.
What an unfortunate queen hang, and this final game for both is going to play out, but it will not affect the outcome, which means that Nihal and Alireza will be moving on in the winners bracket. They'll have a match against one another, not today, but of course will happen as the event coverage continues over the next couple days. But for now, we'll be knowledgeable about the next matchups that are coming our way as we just let these games finish up here.
Yeah, let these boys finish up, guys. It is over, and congratulations to Nihal and Alireza, who will be advancing to the next part of the bracket, which we'll take a look at after everything's finished here and get into some more chess, guys. Wow, tough stuff there to see. But Alireza with a dominating performance, as we are generally used to seeing here. 15.5 to 4.5 there is incredible. He did the same thing in the first round. Will he continue with this type of momentum? We will see.
That's right. This position here for Andrew looks really, really tough. So probably slated to lose this last one. And meanwhile, Alireza also looks to be a little bit worse in his game as well. And the timer has expired, top left of your screen. So we are just wrapping up the final game here between Alireza and Yezer Domush.
Nihal Seren with a big win going into the next part of the bracket. Alireza is dominating, but will lose this game, it seems. And it doesn't matter. He was already
there you go. Oof. James, the matches are concluded. We have two winners. Alireza wins his matchup, and of course, Nihal Saren does as well.
Yeah, as you see, I mean, Alireza looks like it's like he didn't even break a sweat. In both games, he looks exactly the same. He on the phone, chilling, vibing, like he's done. I mean, he just always does this. We see this a lot. You can see it all the time. Nihal Saren actually is very late over there where they are, but he's feeling good. I'm sure he's feeling elated that he made it to the next round. Once again, being able to beat Tang. And that's what Tang definitely down, but not out, as we do have, of course, another matchup with them boys coming up, of course. As he gets down, he goes down to the losers bracket. Now, taking a look at the bracket here. Here we go. Alireza versus Nihal. This is going to be absolutely crazy. I'm excited for it, and I'm sure you all are as well. What do you, any predictions on that one of mine? We're going to throw it out there now. Alireza and Nihal, what do you think?
Well, we're not quite getting to that coverage today, but that will be a matchup that the way Alireza has been playing, I have to say that he's just not only the favorite being the defending champion, but he's the favorite based on what I've seen. Two dominant matchups. However, Nihal, in my opinion, has had the tougher route, right? Andy Woodward and Andrew Tang are two incredibly strong players. He beat them 11-7 each. So, I mean, that matchup right there is a potential preview of the final. Remember, double elimination. We could just see one of the players lose that and come right back and say, hey, remember me? And we're doing it all over again in the grand final.
Wow. You know what? I think at this point, man, it's time to go to Vegas. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's what you guys think, Chad? You think it's time to go to Vegas?
I agree, James. Let's take the people with us.
Let's go to Vegas, man. Make sure you guys get your tickets, okay? Because we are officially on sale for the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam Tour in Las Vegas. From July 16th to 20th, your favorite grandmasters, including Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, and Fabiano Caruana, will battle for the title. And you can be there live. To get your tickets before they sell out, use command TIX, T-I-X, in chat. We've got Danya, Bortnik, Lazovic, and more to come after the break. We'll see you in the
This July, the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam Tour arrives in Las Vegas. In a city built on noise, lights, and thrill, the world's sharpest minds meet in silent battle. Before the Grand Slam begins, the city heats up with the Chestival, a unique crossover where chess meets culture and competition, co-organized by former NBA star Derrick Rose and Freestyle Chess.
Chestival 2025, where basketball meets chess.
But when the lights dim and the boards are reset, it's time for the Grand Slam to begin. Magnus Carlsen enters as the man to beat. But Las Vegas is different. Under the lights of a city that lives for risk, can he do it again?
I'm really looking forward to the Vegas event. It's going to be exciting, so I'm really happy just to be playing.
Hosted at the famous Wynn, the tournament unfolds in one of the city's most luxurious and iconic venues. Every game is unpredictable. Every moment counts. And this time, the fans are in the room. Only 300 tickets available per day. Every round, every move, every heartbeat, life. Be there when the world's best collide.
See you in Vegas.
It's a mix for sure, but I would think accuracy is still... You still have to be quite accurate in 1-0. There is quite a bit of time, I think. Maybe 70-30 in favor of accuracy, let's say.
Oh, it's mostly about reaction time, of course. It's best if you can combine these two. Yeah, you can play like very great chess and get flagged in the end, so obviously being quick is like of utmost importance, I would say. Yeah, and that's what's I mean, the biggest difference, yeah, between Bullet and Blitz or some other time control, that here you don't have that many time and that much time, and yeah, you have to be fast.
Probably accuracy, but yeah, I mean, reaction time definitely helps with anticipating a lot of things.
Definitely reaction time. It's so short. If you spend time on one move, that might cost you.
Yeah.
Have you ever wished you could just play game after game against a coach who actually teaches you stuff? Imagine a coach that plays at your level, tailors challenges for you, and even gives you feedback while you play. Well, buckle up, because that's exactly what we built. Introducing Play Coach on Chess.com. You can now literally play a full-on game against Coach, who talks to you, points out threats, praises your genius bishop moves, and gently roasts you for missing that fork that's been there for more than 5 moves. Here's how it works. Go to chess.com/play/coach, or just hit up Play Coach in the app. Pick your color, choose the difficulty, and boom, you're in. You can even customize your coach. Don't like their vibe? Change it up. Choose a new coach. Want more or less help? Toggle move suggestions. Turn on or off threat arrows. The eval bar. You are in control. Coach will break down your play as you go. We're talking real-time feedback here. Strategic tips, motivation, compliments when you crush it, hints when you need them, all of it targeted exactly at your level. Total beginner? Coach will teach you opening principles, basic tactics, and king safety. More advanced? Then Coach will give you tips on pawn structure, positional ideas, the works. So stop wasting time. Go to chess.com/play/coach, fire up a game, and actually start getting better. Coach is waiting for you on the board, and I'll see you around on chess.com.
Do you have a favorite from the Bota sisters?
No.
True.
What?
I'm shook.
I'm honestly happy about that answer, but I know I'm still the favorite.
There are sides in the sisters that I appreciate more, in each of them.
Am I your best friend? You asked me this question, so I get to turn the tables on you.
You're one of my best friends?
He shook his hand no.
she is not your best friend.
I know. Do you think Alex and I are the most entertaining chess content creators?
Yes.
She thinks you're good, but it's a lie.
It's still a lie.
Okay, I still love you. You really
What if I'm
tried.
just genuinely nervous answering lie detector?
So what happened is that she gets the question, and she's thinking that, oh yes, they are.
Yeah, but then she's...
And then after a little while, boom, comes a reaction.
makes
says
sense.
that, okay, there are maybe someone else. Or...
Which is fair. I think that's a very fair answer.
Do you care more about your content career than your chess career?
Yes.
True.
Wow, and Dina's very competitive.
It's genuinely very hard to improve at chess at a certain level. Also, time is not in your favor. I don't want to say it's easier to rise as a content creator because it's very hard to rise as a content creator. But if you were to compare, make a career in content creation or in a professional like chess, I think I personally have more future in the content creation.
Throughout the year, we have this ongoing collaboration with RLs. We host workshops, tournaments for the people who are experiencing homelessness. And to be honest, it's just amazing to see the joy and the confidence that chess brings to their life.
El ajedrez lo que tiene es una posibilidad de hacer conocimientos o de establecer relaciones intergeneracionales. Puedes jugar hombres, mujeres, niños, niñas, y entonces esto es muy interesante. Y también de alguna manera pues iguala a todo tipo de persona, ¿no? Dentro del programa ocupacional intentamos generar actividades que tengan relación con las competencias o con los gustos de las personas. Aquellas actividades que de alguna manera les motiven, les sean significativas. Y hay muchas personas a las que les gusta el ajedrez.
Me relaja mucho, porque termino una partida y después una tranquilidad maravillosa. Me olvido de todo.
Hemos organizado unas partidas y han venido 3 personas a jugar partidas simultáneas que han atraído a mucha gente.
When we see a grandmaster with a first-time player, and when we see people who don't even play but are so interested by the game and, you know, sharing and watching, that's the real magic of this initiative.
I have a rating of over 1,000. I think this event organized by Chess.com and the Grandmaster Maurice Ashley was just a great experience for me to come here. I got absolutely destroyed, but it was at least fun participating. And I just think it's a great opportunity to just unite with other people that like to play chess, and I'm just happy to be here.
It was fantastic to be able to play out in open air in Barcelona. A lot of great players. I had some tough games. I was a little slow, but it's what it was. I didn't want to lose any games. I had some good positions, but they played me tough. So it was quite a bit of fun.
Las personas que viven en la calle y que están vulneradas son personas de ciudadanos de primera como todas las personas. Y entonces todas las actividades que puedan hacer visible esta igualdad, esta equiparación con el resto de ciudadanos es interesante.
It's amazing to be a part of a game like chess and then to see the magical power that it has, that it can transform lives. We see it happen all over the world, and to see it happening here in Barcelona, it's such a great cause with homeless people who may have life a little bit tough, but get a chance to take a little bit of break and play some chess. I think it's a wonderful initiative that Chess.com has started.
It's not just chess. It's about community, it's about dignity, it's about joy and action. So yeah, chess is for everyone. When we say that, we really mean it.
Let's go, guys. We are back at the Bullet Chess Championship 2025. I'm FIDE Master James Canty III here, joined by Grandmaster Amon Hamilton. We got another half of chess here with matches, Amon. How does that feel?
That's right, and it's as they say, the better half. The matches that we're about to see are going to be very, very exciting. We also saw a preview some of the chess that we're going to be seeing. We have some strong players still coming up, including Naroditsky, Bortnik, Erigaisi, Lazovic.
Guys, they're excited. I know you're excited. Some people have been waiting. Where's Danya? Where's Danya? Whoa.
Yeah,
hey, hold on. He's coming, okay? We got to talk about the format first to see where it is, in fact. And in this format, we have actually a 16-player double elimination bracket. So if you lose, you still have another shot, okay? It's important to understand that a double elimination really kind of changes things, so you have another shot at, trying to make it through the bracket, but you only have that one extra life. So you have 2 lives here. You have 1 extra if you lose. Now, the match clock format is actually 30 minutes. So you have a 30-minute clock there where when it runs out, whoever's winning is the winner. That's just how it goes, right? Okay. And then the winner semifinals, the final, and the grand final will be 45 minutes. But you do need a 2-point advantage to actually win the match. So that one is actually newer, that you need to win by 2 because winning by 1 is not enough there. So, of course, we got another big matchup to see with the brackets and etc. here. As you see, the first part has already been done. Alireza made it through to beating Yez and Jeffrey to make it to the semifinals. So Alireza's there. And his opponent is Nihal Seren, who beat the Battle of the Andes there in a way, basically beating Andy Woodward and then Andrew Tang. Like, this man, he just went through both with the same score. That's incredible, by the way. But Nihal Seren and Alireza Firouzja will face it off in the winner's semifinals. On the next side of that bracket down there, what are we looking at, Amon? Who are you looking forward to seeing in the matches down there?
Yeah, these are the matchups that we're about to get into and focus on. We have Daniel Naroditsky, obvious fan favorite. We have Sergei Zhigalko, who was replacing Grandmaster Ediz Gurel, who had to drop out of the event. We have Vyacheslav Duda, a player who always impresses me as being so strong in bullet that you just don't expect him to be. It's almost like he's so good in classical chess that you're like, he can't be good at bullet too, but he is. We have Bortnik, always doing extremely well when it comes to play-ins and qualifiers for speed chess in any format. No surprise to see him there. Sam Sevian, Denis Lazovic, Arjun, and of course, rounding it all out, Min Lei, who won the very first qualifier, and we have games underway as all 4 of these players, I was going to say all 4 of them I think are here, but one of those matchups still waiting to begin. There it goes.
In fact, we have them all on the screen there. My eyes are glued to the Arjun game with the Joe Bava London because he plays it a lot. I have a lot of his games. I've seen him. Also Naroditsky and Bortnik. We just got the Joe Bava boys here. So we're feeling great about that one. Going to watch all my boys play some Joe Bava today. And, of course, pick up some things and also be excited. Be rooting for the Joe Bava players. For my fellow Joe Bovians and Joe Bavians in chat, we are here, ready to go. But it's good to see the rest of the chess as well, too. I'm curious to see what Lazovic does. It's the one I haven't seen a lot of in bullet chess, at least, but he's incredible in all other formats, too. So we'd love to see what he does today.
Yeah, and someone we haven't really touched on as much as Sam Sevian. It's a player that I just feel consistently never gets enough credit for being one of the very best. He's also a very good chess knight, 60 player freestyle now. I mean, this is someone who excels in just the majority of formats, puzzles as well. So just a very all-around style.
Yeah, Sam Sevian is incredibly strong. He doesn't get a lot of credit, obviously, but incredibly strong. Love seeing him play, especially in the U.S. championships and also just online everywhere. I mean, you just don't see a lot of Sam as much as we used to, but good to see when he is playing and when he's in great form. He absolutely is a vicious player as well. So Lazovic looked like he's going to take that one down, though, so far, as we are, the time has ran, and it's time to go. And I see chat says, Danya, no, Danya. And they're watching him so closely. Like, what did Danya eat today? What was his dreams today? That's how chat is. It's so awesome. They love Danya. We all love Danya.
Well, should we give the people what they want, James? I feel like we should jump in to Zhigalko against Naroditsky. Zhigalko, a last-minute replacement. And, of course, we gotta check on our guy, Mr. Daniel Naroditsky, who I'm thrilled to see in action. I'm often, as you probably have as well, commentated alongside him, but nice to see him in the ring.
Absolutely awesome. And of course, he's eating. He's eating very well. Or getting some food. It's hard I can't eat and play. So I don't know about you, Amon, but it's hard to eat and play. Like you have to do one or the other. It's like walking and chewing gum. Like, I can't do it. Like, spit out the gum. Spit out the gum. All right. So it's like I don't know how people can eat.
I agree. I
high
agree.
level,
There's no way I could do both at once. So honestly, I think if you had to think about it, that's probably the best thing to do, right? He's fueling as he's going. All right. It's like using your phone while it's charging.
Don't do that at home, guys. Right? Oh man, that is so funny, bro. Okay, rook takes a4 here. Wow, look at the bar go crazy. Tactics everywhere. Rook takes c3 probably wins on the spot. Oh, maybe this way too as well. Rook takes
Queen
it the other
c8,
way.
queen f8. I was thinking, but no, he just leaves the bishop there because you could take it back.
Wow. G6. Yeah, this is vicious stuff. And Danya locked in there. I think he's on a laptop or something, I believe. He's not leaning in too much. Zagoko is one that actually can lean in and see everything a lot. He leans in a lot. He also makes the face like he's like, he always makes this face with his.
It's like he's wincing, right?
Yeah. He makes that face a lot. Right? Very important to understand.
So it's hard to read him because he's doing it all the time. I don't know when he's actually unhappy.
Very strong.
A win there for Danya. And let's move around to some of the other games. We have Bortnik against Jan Krzysztof Duda. This one already an early lead for Bortnik. And, if I had to, rank these players in terms of their various skills, I would say that Bortnik just has the speed covered when it comes to Duda. And let's see it here because he's actually down on time. Let's see if Bortnik can do anything with this. No, it's not going to be enough. The chess was too good from... Oh, excuse me. That actually was a win for him. Yeah, I had it backwards there. Okay, so what I was saying made total sense. It was the speed.
It was the speed. The speed!
He's so fast, man. He's
really
easily, if I had to say just like pure speed, I think he's one of the fastest in the event. Like pure speed.
I believe so. I have seen it. He's been in the 30-second championships too as well. Him and Danya are incredibly fast.
Yep, those two really come to mind.
Yeah, those are incredibly fast players there. Duda not so much, but at the same time, Duda is able to keep up and also be very competitive against these players as well with a rating beefy 30-74 there.
And there is something about Jan Krzysztof Duda that I root for because I do like to see the players for being just some of the best in the world. I like to see them also shine in Bullet, just reminding everyone that they can still play it as well.
And yes, in fact, he had to watch out there. Queen G3 actually is a threat.
Yep.
Queen G3? Queen G3 threaten's made. Queen G3!
Yeah, I wonder I wonder what people are planning instead of, because Queen G3 finally.
Queen G3.
Kante's been going absolutely wild here. He's like, what the heck? Where's the win?
Oh man, that was made, right? No, he had a perpetual. Maybe we have a perpetual. Takes. Oh man, and then okay.
Repeat again. No, he's gonna grab it. Queen D5, Knight C5 coming. Hang on a second.
Oh yikes! Bortnik definitely fell for the trick there. Yikes! And now winning Queen D7. No, takes. Check up.
Yeah, there might have been a win, but I would not be surprised if he takes the draw here. Yep. Just gonna calm things down. Take that draw. Danya out to a 3-0 lead. Let's keep moving around here. How about Den Laz against Sam Sevian? Denis Lazovic, someone that we haven't maybe seen in the fastest time controls as much as we have in the rapid and blitz formats.
Sam is up a game here. He is up one game versus Denis, who is incredibly strong and loves to play the Catalan type of positions here. This probably wasn't a Catalan, though. This may be a King's Indian attack or something. Pawn on D3, pawn on C4, E4. Yeah, maybe KIA with a fianchetto. I don't know what this opening even was, but White definitely having some space on the king side and trying to create some things. Also up time is Denis.
Yeah, look at this position here. H5, bishop H7. Amazingly, black is actually safe, and that bishop on A1 is not participating in the entire game at all.
And yeah, as he's playing very positional chess here, Sam is, look at that bishop on A1. It's not even a real piece. If you put the bishop, if you literally knock the bishop off the board, it's the same position. Because it's that bad. It's just not a piece.
You got that right.
And look at this king. Could have walked up
Rook
maybe.
b1. He's going to lose the piece that he never had to begin with.
It was the same position. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Oh, whoa, what is going on? The two knights here. Wow, apparently this is winning. Oh, because of the two piece. Oh, the pawns. These pawns.
And that's mate. Dan Laz pulls out a checkmate. And that's not easy to do with knights on the board. I tell you, those are the most annoying pieces to work around. That's very impressive.
Yeah, that was impressive there. Oh, nice. See, I'm going with some type of Vienna, maybe King's Gambit. Looks like it. Very solid from Dennis, as we always see. He's a very solid player.
Yeah, very classical. Ooh, queen takes a5, sneaky. You don't always expect that queen to be on e1.
Yeah, I was like, thanks for the freebie. Appreciate it. Got some piece activity. Bring the rook to the center. C3. Apparently, that was such a bad move.
I think it's the queen placement.
Oh, rook
right?
a8.
Rook a8 and c5.
Yeah, rook a8, c5. Well, small miss there, of course. Happens.
We'll forgive them, James. We'll forgive them.
It's bullet chess. Fast. How's Erigaisi doing? I'm just looking. Okay, cool. 1.5, 2.5. Very even there. 2-2.
We're definitely going to jump to that matchup right after this. Let's see if the bishops prevail over the knights here, because when it comes to bullet, I usually just default to knights all the time.
Yeah, you have those runs. Like, my favorite part of bullet or hyper bullet is when you run the knight around the board. When it does a full tour to take everything and fork, and then it's just they're molding. Like, I love that. That is my ideal moment in bullet.
And we've all been on the bad side of that. So
yeah, correct. Check. Rook f4.
Okay, are we going to see any dirty flags here?
Oh, this is not a draw. This is not a draw. This is not a draw in all the books, in bullet chess books. This is not a draw. Wow. They created some new. Yep. Every time. It's not. Come on. Now it's a draw. What? They created some new theory. This is crazy. I've never seen it before.
Never seen a draw in the history of bullet chess.
Never seen it.
Not once, not ever.
Wow. That's the first one ever, boys.
Let's tune into Arjun and Minlay, who Arjun just won 3.5 to 1.5. Let's see their next game here. Minlay won the very first qualifier, the first play-in. So he didn't have to, grind through all the qualifiers. No, he just said, first one, show up, job done, and I'll see you in the event.
Yeah, Min doesn't get enough credit, as Min is absolutely a beast in all formats too as well. Minlay doing the hair twirl thing. Yeah, in fact, yeah. This is like, he's Super Saiyan mode. When he does this, like, Min can play, and then when he starts twirling, you need to stay far away. Stay far away when he gets into the twirl mode.
We're talking about that. I was really confused. Even now, I'm still confused by Arjun's camera. I think the camera's like capturing the back of the screen he's playing on, because I was trying to figure out what's happening there.
He's on a boat. He's like photoshopped in. Arjun looks photoshopped. Yeah, he's photoshopped.
Yeah, exactly.
Arjun is photoshopped into the camera, guys.
To be honest, I haven't actually. I'm like maybe seeing some blinks. I'm not seeing much movement there. Is it a photo?
That is kind of crazy. Like, now I'm like, is he breathing? Yo, chat, check him. We need to get somebody over there. He's not moving. I can't see a blink. I don't see.
I see some blinks, so I know that he's there. And honestly, I see the moves on the board, so that's a better confirmation. But I wouldn't be surprised.
He's there.
I was gonna say the position was looking real bad, so he was probably just not moving, because honestly, he could barely move on the board.
Listen, hey, Arjun, blink twice if you are in danger. We will send someone over for you. But I think he's okay, guys. He's okay. As the score looks okay too as well. Nothing lopsided, very even. In fact, I have some stats here. Minlay and Arjun have a lot of experience against each other in bullet. Minlay leads. Guess what that score is, guys? Plus 343 games, 73 draws, and 303 losses. Are you kidding me? They played this. How did they get matched up together? They must have who got the most games and then matched them. Like, that's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. Which they have more history than I would have expected.
Oh, actually, same. In fact, I did not expect them to have this many games against each other. So apparently they probably had matches together, maybe on stream or off stream, wherever. But that is an incredible amount of games. I mean, like 700 games between them is absolutely crazy, especially in bullet.
And we can see the scores from all matches, bottom right of your screen right now. And this will actually indicate the really close matches and the matches where some players are pulling away. See, Naroditsky and Bortnik, real specialists when it comes to that bullet chess format. They're showing exactly why.
Absolutely, of course, as good friends there, same score so far, and also leading, just sort of the same type of person. No, but very strong in all formats as we see, and doing their job here in the bullet portion. Of course, this is double elim, so if you do lose the match, you got another shot at trying to create something, not lose all the way. By the way, speaking of lose here, it looks like Black is in the driver's seat, absolutely stealing a piece. Minlay locked in, having enough time to get this one done.
Yep, this should be all. Oh, wait a minute. Was there an opportunity?
What?
H7 and rook f8? I thought it was rook e5, but he found it. Wait a minute. There's a queen on the board.
There is a queen on the board here. The swindle was real. Arjun with the swindle, and look at that, the laugh from Minlay.
He can't believe it. He's sick watching that slip away from him right there. I don't know where that queen came from, but commentators curse. We spoke too soon. It looked like it was all Minlay, but that is a huge turnaround at this level.
Wow, that is insane. Really, really rough for him in that game. And now it goes to a 2-point lead as opposed to being even.
And you know what? Dania and Bortnik, these are just two of the faster players in general. So not only does it mean they're way up on time in their games, but the total amount of games that they play against their opponents in a match is usually higher than any other matchup because they just move so quick. They lose quick, they win quick, everything's quick. So we already see a 6.5 to 1.5 score.
And also Duda and Bortnik there with a 5-point lead there. Shoot, Duda is like, yo, can I get a game, bro? Dang. And we've all been there. Sometimes you're going to get a game, you don't want to be tilted and et cetera. I think that's important to understand.
It's just the speed from Bortnik. Obviously, he's such a great player to go along with it, but the speed is such a big difference between those two players and their styles.
And I actually hear from the back end here, it says Bortnik was on stream after he won his qualifier talking about picking Duda specifically to send a message that they should have invited him and not Jan Christoph Duda. Wow. What do you think about that, Aman?
Dang. That's I like that. I respect that confidence. I feel like if you're gonna back anyone in this world, it's got to be yourself.
Got to be yourself. You know what, man? Let's step outside. You know what I mean? This is, he got the belt back there, Aman, right? Sometimes you just got to go to chess boxing. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yes, sir. And we're taking a look at it right now. By the way, that 1 point that Duda has, we know that didn't come from a victory. So I think he's still yet to win a game here.
All right, Bishop G2. He's trying. Queen H3 will be vicious there. Takes. He's down a piece, but has some counterplay with Rook D6 to G6 or one of them to G6. As he's trying, still got to be careful.
Ooh.
Yikes. Ooh.
That's another one. And Duda is just visibly frustrated. This is what we talk about with the momentum. When it's going against you, it's tough to just sit there against a player that you just feel you can't seem to beat. And you got to keep hitting rematch, James. That's what this event does to you.
Yeah, the time flies by as we're approaching 13 minutes here. It's just looking dominant performance from both Naroditsky and Bortnik so far. The more evenly matches are obviously Sam Savian and Denis Lazovic, Arjun Erigaisi and Minlay at the bottom there. But seems as though if this continues, we'll see Bortnik and Dania moving on.
It does look like it. Very, very likely. And with that being said, let's have a look at Den Laz against Sam Savian here because Bortnik is he's truly in complete control.
See what we got here? Denis Lazovic. That's actually Sam. They'll fix it in a minute there.
Yeah, Dennis is playing with the black pieces here at the moment. So Dennis is leading the matchup 4.5 to 3.5.
One game. Dennis up. Check. Walk the king around.
That's the thing about bullet. I tell you, there's nothing more frustrating in bullet chess when you think you're winning. In fact, you know you're winning, and the king is just running around and you can't seem to find the mate and it's taking you time to play, and all of a sudden you're flagging. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's tilting. That's a table slam there. Slam the table real quick, Definitely been there. The holes hurt. Takes check. Queen G something. Oh, he's going for a mate idea. Oh, there's no checks. And you gotta allow Queen F8.
That's wild. I would take on E5. Yep.
Yeah, and run the king to F5. Oh,
we should have seen another king run there, but
I would have loved it. King up to F5. Yeah, this is winning.
Yep. He's got the pattern on how to advance, these 4 pieces all together very, very nicely. And look how much time Denis Lazovic has. 5.5 to 3.5. He takes the lead.
Nice. He takes the lead. Their 2-point lead is big there. Definitely big. So that 2-point lead is the difference between, me evening out the game.
Oh, interesting. A draw by repetition there.
Repetition?
By the way, I'm bringing us back to Zhigalko and Naroditsky because it's 7-4, right? That's a bit of a comeback there for Sergey. He's kind of getting back into it. We saw an interesting repetition draw there as the players said, okay, I'm happy to just go to the next game.
You actually see Danya visibly frustrated here, is a pose that we've seen many times from watching Danya's streams. I think we all have, where he gets a little frustrated. You can see in the eyes and the posture. He's a little bit frustrated in his play from the last few games, being up so many games, to now allowing him to be back just a little bit, right? Being in striking distance, as we would say. But it seems as though he has everything under control here. His position looks quite nicely. So if he wins this, then it'll go up, obviously, 4 games. So he'll feel a little bit better.
But he can't be happy. I mean, this right there, he's up 10 seconds, but that blunder is really uncharacteristic. Yeah. Oh, and he's the tilt is setting in. He's just pre-moving at this point.
Yeah, here we go. And we see this, a streaky game, as we say. It's a very streaky game, and lots of things can happen where immediately everything can change. But okay, I'm still up 2 games. Sometimes you just got to sit back. Hey, I'm up 2 games. Let's not let this get out of hand any longer.
Yeah, and obviously Danya is for sure the favorite here. There's no question about it. But the rating that Zhigalko is coming in with is very comparable to Danya at the moment. Although we know those ratings, they fluctuate a lot. Zhigalko is just happy to be here, right? He's a replacement. If he could win this matchup, that would be incredible.
No, that's true. He's like, oh yeah, he got a call. Yo, you want to play? Yeah. All right, man. I didn't have nothing to do anyway. I was watching the event, says Zhigalko. Or he would have been streaming, as he is a streamer too as well. You can check out his stream. He streams in Russian. But yeah, very strong player. Now he's actually looking to get revenge here, Zhigalko is, as Daniel Naroditsky was able to take him down convincingly in the Hyperbullet Championship.
That's right. That's right. There's more time on the clock now, though. I really like the positional elements of this game here. Right. If Sergey can get that pawn to e5, eventually play rook d8, he's got a really easy position to play.
Oh, definitely. White is trying to create something. Maybe you'll see h4 g5 at some point here. Takes.
Yep.
c8, queen b2, and h4 g5. Queen d2 first, queen b2. There it is. Make sure everything's nice.
Oh no, that's a piece. Queen a5, queen e1. He's got to try to just mix it up.
Queen b7.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
There it is. Queen b7, head shake, and Danya back in the game. Feeling a little bit better there for the Danya fan.
Let's have a look over at Minlay and Arjun. This one is tied up 5.5, 5.5. There are some matches like Bortnik where you kind of already feel the winner is being decided. And then there's a match like this where you have no idea.
The way he twirls so much there. Like, I want to, how many can we get a twirl count, chat? If you can just how many twirls per second is he doing? How many twirls per minute? How does Minlay do? It's incredible.
I'm sure Chess.com is excited to add that to the graphic for his next match.
Minlay has done 157,000 twirls in his career on Chess.com. Wow.
Erigaisi, Minlay. Let's see. This one's the closest right now. In order to balance things out, Arjun kind of has to strike back here with the white pieces, kind of like holding serve in tennis.
And in fact, it's not looking Like he's gonna serve anything right now.
Yeah,
As
exactly. He's getting
like,
served right now.
getting served. Jeez, this is vicious. Take on H3. F3's hanging now. Queen F1. I could do Queen F3 at the very least. Takes. Take
Yep.
everything. Run the G and H pawns. Trade
Oh
everything. Easy
my.
game.
This is tough.
Easy game.
Yeah, you can hardly move here. Minlay is just going to rook lift and go for mate on H1. He's going to resign because he recognizes with time getting lower, I don't want to spend another, minute and a half on a game like that. No way. Let's take a look at Sam Sevian and Denis Lazovic. 6.5 for Den Laz against Sam.
And still that 2-point lead that Dennis has here as trying to shorten it, says Sam. Trying to shorten it. Sort of a positional game here that we see Dennis absolutely thrive in. And after F5, some break, a bishop D5 was the option there that was missed.
That's right.
It was a nice tactic.
Yeah, unfortunately missed that one. That would have really helped here. And if you're not, the knight's going to start to do what you've talked about, just jumping around absolutely everywhere. Bishop to F1 maybe.
Yeah. This is the worst part to be in, is when that knight starts jumping around. It's a very scary situation. It should be 2, and something's wrong. Bishop F5, Bishop G4.
The knight's doing what knights do, just jumping.
F3, huh? It's almost mate, like almost.
It's almost mate, but almost is the word. It is not checkmate, and look at what's happening.
And almost is not mate, boys. And look at that. Just like that, Sam Sevian was able to use that tricky knight, gain some time, and now he's looking at queen. Wow, whites.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's check. That's why. Oh, it's
There's no more checks though. What a weird position.
Very strange. Oh, he drew the game.
Missed opportunity. He did have a rook check there. Obviously, easier in hindsight. He might not have known how low on time he was. That's what happens when you're just going fast. You're not always checking your own time. You could think that you just have a minute, and you actually have more than that. There's 5 minutes on the match clock here.
Fast and Furious, as you've seen that Duda game. Moves are just absolutely being hammered off. As Duda is trying out the flag. Will he do it? Oh, he flags. He's so fast. That's a throw the mouse moment. Oh my goodness, that is
so fast.
And he wins because of the pawn. Oh,
he wins because of the pawn. I mean, that's just the kind of match that it's been.
I would be so mad. Obviously, he wins because of the pawn. He couldn't get the pawn off the board.
That's tough. That is tough. Naroditsky is opening up a very, very significant lead over Shigalko, 5 games. So the 2 matchups that are actually closer are Den Laz and Sam Sevian and Minlay and Arjun. But, those are the ones I think we could still see different results in.
Absolutely here. As 5-7, still very close. 4.5 minutes on the clock. Lots of possibilities, boys and girls. Bishop moves back, takes. Yeah, I like white here, and it does too. Obvious reasons. We got the big center here.
Yeah, this is D6, Bishop B6, and D7. That's all you're going to need.
Says Sam making it a 1-point game.
He does. That's absolutely huge. The best time for that to happen. I want to also jump to Minlay against Arjun really quick because Arjun just won a game. He's down by 2, but he's mounting that comeback with 4 minutes left. He may be just in time.
That is correct here, man. And not looking the greatest in this position here. It seems like another London player here, by the way. We got a lot of London and Joe Bava London players today. It's just our day, man. You know what I mean? You got
it really
some London
is.
players. I got some Joe Bavians in chat. It's nice. It's a good day, bro.
They knew we were going to be here.
They knew we was going to be here.
Queen G6. All of a sudden, it's checkmate ideas versus the A pawn just running down the board.
Yeah, definitely black's in looking great here. Of course, white's weak king, pass A pawn, F4 hanging, stuff like that.
I don't mind this. The white bishop can maybe drop back to A2. There's ideas like Queen G6. And remember, Minlay he's up in this match.
With 3 minutes to go.
Let's see. Arjun is definitely, he's been playing well. He has the better position. That A pawn should decide everything. Can you take it? Yes, you can.
Ooh, he finds it very nice. Queen and the rook check and Queen H3. That works too. Queen H1 of me.
And he's just going to try to move that C pawn here. Oh yeah, the pawn can go all the way now. You can pre-move as well.
Push the other pawn. Bring the rook down. Push.
Oh, the comeback is on 8.5 to 7.5 in this one. The Sam Sevian Denlaz match is also neck and neck. Let's stick with that one just because it is ongoing. 7 to 6, and will he get the win here? He's low on time. Can he get the win?
Yeah, 4 seconds. Oh, you got it. He could lose.
Yep. He might be the favorite to lose.
Oh, 0.9? He's not going to do
repetition.
it.
0.2.
He gets the rep. Oh, he's going to play King H8. He had to go King H8. He tried, but he didn't.
He had to go King H8.
He had to go King H8 to try to get out that rep.
But it wouldn't have mattered. King H8, I got to go back to H7 anyway.
That's true.
So he would have just shuffled no matter what. That's incredible to go for that that draw, knowing that he would have lost.
Yeah, 0.2. He understood what he had to do to keep this lead here. This is very important game, one of the most important, and a nice opening choice, I think, from Sam here, making it difficult. Yep. These knights in the center. Knight takes F7, looking beautiful at some point. The rooks are very aggressive. Lots of stuff going on.
Tons of stuff going on. We have two really close matchups right now. Just 1 point separating them, and I think we can safely say that Dania and Alexander Bortnik will very likely go on. Matter of fact, the Naroditsky score, I feel like it's been 10-5 for a while there. hope no one tapped out.
Playing. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm out.
Honestly, I would probably, would probably consider. You can't tap out of these ones. That's what the Bullet Chess Championship's all about.
That is correct. You can't get out of here, guys. You are locked in forever. Takes, and draw. You want to draw, bro? No, but you got to do something. Whoa, you got to get through this game fast, actually.
Yeah. But Denlaz can win this game. Yeah, Denlaz can win this game and win just immediately. Like, it'll be over.
Yeah, that's true. He has to try.
I wonder if we're going to see something dirty here. Sam can also play for the win, right? He's up 5 seconds.
Risky for the biscuit here. It's hard.
There's a lot happening at once. We have two matches that are basically over and two matches that we need to keep an eye on. Erigaisi and Min Lei. It looks like Min just won that one. It's all about the pre-moves here. Sam Sevian getting it done.
Oh, and steal a draw because of the double pawns, but this is not a draw, not in bullet.
Time is expired.
Get it done.
Let's jump to this game.
Tiebreaker!
Tiebreaker for sure in that one. Let's make sure to stick with the live action. It's 9.5 to 7.5 right now. You might be saying, well, he's got the 2-point lead. Yeah, but guess what, James? He's locked in a match. This game counts.
This game counts. If Arjun wins, which may not be likely now, but if he does win, there will be a win by 2 rule in play.
Yep. They still go to tie breaks. It doesn't have to be tied to go to tie breaks, if that makes sense. Because, oh, and look at this. Potential draw there. You can't take a draw if you're Arjun.
E6 is weak. Plays E5. Make it not as weak. We got the knights in the center. We're getting some counterplay. We want some active pieces.
F4. Min Lei he's not even playing. He almost is playing like he needs to win.
Yeah. In fact, they say if he's in a draw, you play for a win. But isn't a draw here. Yep. He just wants to keep. I mean, actually, a draw is fine for him. What he wants.
There you go. He's down a little bit on time here, so some hope for Arjun. Knight goes back. Oh, queen takes on G3 would have been an insane tactic.
Oh, yeah. Yikes. Check. Ooh, that was pretty gross. And then knight f5 to follow.
And that tactic, the presence of that tactic, just turned this entire thing around.
Queen b1. I take b2. He takes. Oh,
wow. What a move. Queen takes b2.
Wow. d3. Knight f4. g5.
Arjun is playing insanely well right now. Queen h1 checkmate idea.
There's nothing. We got 2. We have 2. Yeah, that's it. It's me. Wow, guys.
It's me. He is extending this match. 9.5 to 8.5.
Incredible.
And Arjun Erigaisi back against the wall down by 2 says, no, not quite. He can still come back all the way and win this by 2, James.
Incredible. I mean, Arjun has barely moved. Actually, in fact, the from is just where he is now. He's just locked in. Yeah, I can see the focus there is very serious.
Hmm.
Minlay doing the same though, as we got ourselves tiebreakers. Chat. Wow, tiebreaker is coming up. We got two of them. That's the first time we've seen a two-piece tiebreaker.
Yeah, two at once. We have some scores that are already locked in, which means that Daniel Naroditsky and Alexander Bortnik. By the way, look at those 3 extra games that Daniel played in his match. This is what I was talking about. Just the sheer volume is incredible. Naroditsky and Bortnik will be playing in the next matchup. We are, of course, going to handle these tie breaks first between Sam Sevian and Denlaz, Arjun and Min Lei. But what an exciting matchup in the winners quarterfinals that we have coming for you later today.
Absolutely. Wow, it's incredible to see. It's a tiebreak format. The players will play additional games. And this will go on until either a player attains a 10-point lead or, 2-point lead or 10-point lead or nothing. Bro, what? No. Okay, I'm out of here. Player attains a
I think
2-point
Firouzja
lead.
would still qualify.
Only one. And then 10 additional games are played, of course. So if no player attains the 2-point lead after 10 games, whoever leads after 10 games will win the match. So this is important. It's incredible. Lots of stuff to be played for here. And that 2-point lead is what really makes that difference here. Min Lei is actually close, having that one extra game. As you mentioned, of course, you don't have to be tied to go to a tiebreaker. That's very important.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really important to remember that, we're going into tie breaks right now. Some of the matches are tied, right? We got one match that's tied, and so it's pretty obvious what needs to happen. But if you're Min Lei, you're going in with a 1-game lead, so you just pop into the tiebreaker, win the first match, and say, okay, thanks very much. That's all we need.
Yeah, fact, of course. I need that one extra point, but it really depends on what's being played, how fast you're moving. There's no increment. There's a lot to be played here, lots of things to pay attention to, of course, as the games are coming up. In fact, I see chat says either 10 games or nothing, adoption or nothing. That's going to be a rough one. That's going to be a very rough type of situation.
Yeah, I don't know about the Bullet Chess
10
Championship
games.
that James is trying to host here. That sounds pretty difficult.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Right. Oh man. Well, let's get back to topic. Why can't he in mirror dimension? No, I'm at the chess bar pad right now. Here, I live here now, guys.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
I'm here.
That's just it. And here is our one of our matchups there. Min Lei on the left side of your screen, Arjun
There you go.
Erigaisi on the right. Nerves of steel, right, for Arjun. And he was down by 2. Time was expired already, and he won that game. Games are underway.
Oh, games are up. He's ready to go. Here we go. This is sort of must win for Arjun here. I mean, you could draw, but
You can draw. It is important to remember that. You don't have to kind of sacrifice everything, go all out. But importantly, you got to really, really take care of your time. Because your opponent, in not a must win, but in a situation where they win and they win the match, they're going to be exhausting every avenue, right?
yeah, it's important because you need to exhaust every avenue. Use the time, be really, really locked in. You see how he went into the twirl mode because he understands he get extra elo when he twirls. So he knows that. He needs to use that. And then knight c3 takes, rook f3, rook h3. I mean, this is looking great for Arjun already. Then g5, queen g4, queen h4. This is nasty stuff. Looks very vicious.
Do you guys hear that? James already has the checkmate mapped out here. Look at
Yeah, of course. I do tactinos at home, aka tactics. Knight g6.
So does
Disgusting.
he.
Disgusting. Rook h3 is coming. If you take, I go queen e6 and then rook h3. Oh my goodness. Or bishop g6, actually. Even both. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, takes. There's rook h3. Trust me, you put something on g6, he's hacking again, right? Back where I belong. Knight takes g6.
Yeah, Arjun is ready to play here. A very strong game he got here. Okay. Wow. All right, Arjun. And on the other screen over there, Sam Savian looking to win this one. If he wins, all he needs is one more. Eval Bar doing push-ups here.
I think you can take that with queen g2. Yep. Check, and mate. It's tied. 9.5, 9.5. Let's jump to the other game. Oh, actually, we've got both of them up. This is even better. Just going to shift our eyes over to the other game. And Sam Sevian with the initial win means that he's taken the lead, but he's got to win by 2. So another win needed in that one. We're continuing in both matchups.
Here we go. Okay, games are should be playing now. Maybe I see some typing. Maybe they're waiting on games.
There we go.
Sam,
Looks like
there we go.
one of them just got back underway here. Min Lei against Arjun. That's the last thing you want, a break. Don't give me a break. Give me the next game.
Yeah, give me the next game. All right, chat. Who do you have, chat? This is on you. Min Lei or Arjun Erigaisi? Who are you going for here? This is incredible and very, very critical. You got 2 wins the match. Who are you going for?
Min Lei has been dominating the majority of the match, right? Especially earlier, but Arjun just did enough to extend the match. Now he's actually making the comeback. If he wins this game, the comeback is on. But I have to say, as we're talking about that, position looks really good for Min Lei here.
Absolutely. I mean, you got the nice pin on the knight there. He still could go rook f3 anyway, which was played. You can even consider rook takes f6 after taking on
I think
b4.
this might be over. You got to play queen d8, but no. Queen takes, bishop takes, and that's got to be it.
Yikes. Might be just, let me start a new one. I got to win the next one. They're back and forth.
Yep. Well, that's that one. Let's head immediately over to Sam Sevian against Denis Lazovic, because for this one, if Sam wins his incredibly good position here, it's done. It's over.
Sam, I am looking very good here. Looks like knight a7. What a move. With c6, there's no way I'm dropping this one, a.k.a. Okay, you can. You definitely can drop it. We've seen it done.
He's up on time. He's got everything going for him. A counterplay attempt with e3, but surely it's not enough.
Yeah, I can take and run the king. Played. Queen f5, that's a check. Queen f3, didn't matter. Rook c5, rook anything. Really,
it's interesting because he abandoned the pawn there. He just said, okay, I'm done with that. He tried to shift to the f file, but it should be enough on time.
Yeah, I think he's just playing clock. Like, he just insta-moving, shuffling, and he's up so much time here.
Very smart. And with two seconds here, there's absolutely no chance. That is it. Sam Sevian, 9.5 to 7.5. Let's immediately jump to our other game here. But congratulations to Sam, who wins by 2, which is all that you need in the tiebreaker.
Sam, I am. There it is. Big Sam makes it through to the winner's bracket. Great job to Sam. Wow.
Okay, so look, this is interesting. It's 3-on-3 in a rook endgame. But who is up on time? Min Lei. Who's probably more experienced with flagging? Probably Min Lei. And you know what? If he flags him, he wins.
And flag is part of it, guys. This is supposed to be a draw. Oh, what is this nonsense, dude?
Yeah, these guys are clean, respectful players? There's no place for that in our game.
There's no place for that. That's -1 to both of them.
Come on. I'm just, my hand is up. I would have gone for the flag there. There's nothing would have held me back.
This is disgusting. I cannot believe they did this.
So this is the only matchup that's going to be continuing. We do have the next game just started. Yep, we got a London and another chance for Min Lei. Maybe he said, you know what? Let's get another London game up for my boy Ken.
Yeah. And for Amon, if it was a Jar Jar Binks London, it would be specifically for me. But
that's right. I appreciate.
That's right. That's right for you, London, for the boys.
I think White often plays bishop takes knight and then bishop e4 just to trade off the bishops. But I mean, this position, I would say Arjun has to be pretty satisfied. I'm wondering if Min Lei is kind of playing in that way that you've cautioned against, James, where you're like, don't play for a draw if you need a draw.
Yeah, of course. They say the best way to play for a draw is to play for a win. So, that is what the books say. But, of course, this is even, very even here, London type of in-game. I guess
I really don't care for the move a4 by White.
Oh, because it's a weakness.
Yeah, just a pawn on a light square with those light square bishops is not really what you want here. And Arjun with all dark square pawns, he's looking very, very happy.
I'm just trying to shuffle around. Maybe push b5. There's blade, takes. And maybe a shuffle city. f4. Mm-hmm. I believe we may see a shuffle.
Yeah, the unfortunate part, I think we will see a draw. I was going to say, these guys have been drawing games. They have no problem just going to the next one. It's so interesting and probably simply a better style, because for me, when I'm in a game, it's like life or death. Like, I'm only thinking about winning and losing.
That's exactly right. Like draw. I'm sorry. What is that? Oh, I never heard of
Exactly.
that. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Next game.
And again, every single one of these games that we are watching here is with the caveat that if Minlay wins it, that the match ends. So there's a lot of pressure, honestly, on both players right now.
That is correct. As yeah, Black is looking for some type of counterplay. I do like his squares. E4 and G4 are extremely weak for White here. He goes knight to D2, trying to control the E4 square, but G4 is one that maybe he can bounce into. Love the Queen C7.
Ooh, definitely a hang on there temporarily, but I'm liking the control over the light squares that Minlay is getting.
Oh, Queen H3 is going to be
G4 hurts.
Oh, yeah, there it is. And breaks up everything.
Yep.
Arjun striking back. This might be our first 10 gamer. What do you think? I mean, is this going to be 10 games?
It's funny thing is, like, I think it actually might. With all the draws are kind of counting it up.
The way that they playing here, this could be our first draw, or our first 10 games here, boys and girls. They're going back and forth. And remember, it is win by 2.
Now we're up a entire piece here, so this should be absolutely over. Time is non-issue, so I think we're going to be tied up at 11 and a half.
11 and a half, guys. Yeah, at this point, yeah, I think they are going to go to 10 games. I don't know how. Yeah, we probably should get something up here. Okay, on the back end, I just see we got 5. So this is game 5.
Right.
So they're going to play game 6. And then they still need to play 7 and 8. So, like, you have to win by 2. So they're going to get very close to the 10.
They certainly are. Arjun he refuses to go down, right? He doesn't die. This guy is eternal, and the match is
So some typing from men. Oh,
I think that the I want to say were, but wasn't updated on that one.
Well, after 10 games, guys, as you know, they do have to compete in chess boxing after 10 games because there's just no winner. So they're like, you know what? We got to do something else. So per the rules, they will be in a heated chess boxing match.
So I'm wondering if I've lost the count, but isn't the match tied right now?
It is tied. It should be updated.
I believe so.
I believe so.
Because I think we just watched it become tied, which is why we were like, I'm pretty sure these guys could go the distance here. So yeah. For those watching, I'm almost 100% sure this is actually 11 and a half right now.
We'll get that updated in a sec here. 11 and a half, 11 and a half. Everything looks sort of even here. Bishop on B7, not the greatest. So he reroutes it. Love the activity of White's pieces here. G5, beautiful.
Yeah, the rooks on the F file, though, are really troublesome. And, Minlay is actually down a decent amount of time, although he's caught it up in the last couple moves there.
Defending F2, rook E5. I mean, he has some activity here. Wow, look at it. His rook is trapped, believe it or not. It's kind of strange. But not anymore. Takes, get the king to the center.
Yeah, pawn to G5. That knight, I mean, seems annoying, but what is it actually doing here? Black's bringing all the pieces in as well. The king is activating, and normally when you have pawns on both sides of the board, you want the bishop.
Oh, that's true. That bishop, it has the one diagonal method that can control both the pawns at some point. Dvoretsky calls it one diagonal method, where that bishop can control both the pawns if possible. But with this time low, I'm taking that knight.
That's right. That's a good point.
Oh, annoying, bro.
That's what we're not talking about. Is the X
knight.
factor.
Stupid knight.
He's gonna sacrifice that bishop for one of these pawns. He's gonna sacrifice everything he can.
Poland chat says potential Arjun second for London opening prep has been Aman, 62%. Nice. Very nice.
Ooh, this is not 100% easy here. Could definitely be a draw.
Second. Okay, well, no, it should be trivial. Arjun wins.
So
Wow.
Arjun wins. I think we might see score updates. I think he should be leading now by one.
Mm.
So we just want to remind everyone that, Arjun is leading right now. I know it says that it's tied, but I think they had one game which was aborted, and that caused the colors to get mixed up. And James, you know how important the colors are. So your Chess.com, you had to make sure to get that right, but that's what's causing the discrepancies. So actually a lead here for Arjun, meaning if he wins, he actually completes the full comeback, which would be incredible. And bishop e5. Where's that queen going? Queen h6? Oh my goodness, it's almost lost.
Yeah, this is pretty ugly. Takes. Maybe put the knight in the center. So he let him off the hook a little bit there.
A little bit. Yeah, that bishop trade kind of brought the queen back into the action there. But you know what? It moves fast and bullet. You just got to make a decision.
That's it. Make a decision. Pick up some pawns. Go to an endgame. Could be sharp for me. Do I have knight f6? He plays his knight c5, the simple route.
Whoa.
7. And yeah, that's probably a resi on the spot.
And that's the match right there.
That is the match. And look at wow.
He knows it too.
My goodness, the reaction here. He understands. This one's over. Arjun Erigaisi.
What an amazing comeback. It's just a guy you can never count out. And as we've been mentioning, this match is over. It is a win by 2. He did win by 2 points. Just a visual glitch there. So that's 13.5 to 11.5 for Arjun Erigaisi, completing the comeback, James, and winning the match.
Don't call it a comeback. No, you do call it a comeback. In fact, as Arjun has made it through. Look at that. Now we have our winners quarterfinal set and ready to go. If you see at the top half up there, Alireza and Nihal. We're facing off in the semifinals. And in the bottom half of the bracket, you got Daniel Naroditsky and Bortnik versus Sam Sevian and Arjun Erigaisi. Wow, this is going to be incredible stuff. What do you think so far, Ahmad?
I think everything has really delivered. We kind of had a similar story in both of the winners round 1 sets that we watched. We had a couple matchups where it was really obvious who the winners were going to be, and then a couple where it was not obvious at all. Matter of fact, we got treated to some tie breaks, and now we have the matches set in the winners quarterfinals. Alireza took on Erdomush and brought him down to the losers bracket. We had Andrew Tang also visiting the losers bracket, and don't forget, there's going to be 2 more people joining them from the winners quarterfinal matchups that we're about to get into.
It's going to be amazing to see, guys. You see in the losers bracket already. Remember, there's a second life. So if you lose once, it's okay. You still have a second life, but you only have 1 left now. So down here in the losers bracket, they're going to try to make it through a losers bracket to face whoever that is in the winners final as well. So, of course, guys, listen, a lot of mouse speed, a lot of mouses, aka mice, moving around here and getting ready for this Bullet Chess Championship. And hopefully you have the correct mouse or mice at home, of course. And what goes well with a mouse, right? A mouse pad. I like mouse pads, of course. I know you probably do too, chat. You see that what is that whole thing in chat? But you can level up your office or your gaming space with the Chess.com mouse pad. It's incredible. Whether you're looking for a surface that supports mouse speed in bullet game or a desk accessory to match your aesthetic, we've got the sleek and stylish mouse pad for you in 3 unique designs. Visit go.chess.com/mousepads or use command shop in chat to explore the collection. All right, guys, while you're doing that, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in a few.
Wear your love of chess on your sleeve with all new apparel and accessories from the Chess.com merch store. Maybe you simply want a clock that will never run out, or a mouse pad that will finally unlock your speed chess potential. Whether you play chess to get energized with your morning coffee, or play into the wee hours of the night and witness the occasional alien abduction, we've got something for every king, queen, and knight in shining armor. Even gift cards for your loved ones who've caught the chess bug. So check out the Chess.com shop for apparel, accessories, and more. Grab your favorites before they're gone.
Honestly, just playing Bullet is the best way to train. I mean, you can do like short tactics, but even short tactics you should usually spend like 5-10 seconds on. In Bullet, you have to move in 1-2 seconds. So just playing, getting used to the mouse, and that's what I've been trying this week.
Honestly, not too much. Just play a good amount of Bullet leading up to the event to not be rusty, but nothing too special. Just some warm up.
Well, I play Bullet games. Like, that's the only thing I do, to be honest, just to get used to it. Yeah, and getting this reaction time, yeah, proper, hopefully. Yeah, I don't prepare any special openings or anything, because it's just, for me, it's like always the matter, you know, like, of a moment, yeah. If I feel like playing d4, I play d4. If I feel like playing e4, I play e4, you know. There are many openings, and of course in Bullets, like, people are more likely to play in dubious lines, so, and you can't remember like an entire theory in your head, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's like inspiration, like, over the moment for me, and yeah, just playing a lot of Bullets games basically.
Nothing special. I just play games, and I just try to play. Like yesterday, I played quite a lot of games, and today also I'm trying to replay a bit. Just, yeah, nothing special. I think it's always good to get used to a format and try to not be surprised with the sudden change. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, chess lovers of the world, get ready for fireworks. In the Champions Chess Tour Chessable Masters, we witness a clash of titans. Indians' rising superstar Arjun Erigaisi versus the boss of bosses, world number one Magnus Carlsen. The game kicked off with e4 from Arjun, and before long we had a Maroczy set up against the accelerated dragon. Carlsen goes for queen b6, the trendy move these days, hotter than TikTok dancing. And after knight g4, Arjun is basically saying, hey buddy, allowing to capture on e3, that's a chess war crime. Then comes a5, and the bishop goes home for Christmas. Why? So that after a4, the knight can cozy back to d4 without any tactical nightmares down the big diagonal. Smart, clean, elegant. Now buckle up, Erigaisi goes turbo mode with e5 and then e6. He's shoving that pawn straight down black's road, but Carlsen, cool as a cucumber with nerves of steel, calmly holds the position, doubles up on the f-file, and starts poking an f2 like, you sure you're safe there?
Are you sure about that?
Then, after queen b6, we hit one of the most educational moments of the game. White had the chance to play the brilliant c5 with the sneaky idea of placing the bishop on c4. But instead, Arjun played bishop g4 straight away, eyeing that e6 square like a predator. Few moves later, queens come off the board and we're into an endgame, Carlsen's natural habitat, like a shark in water. Knights are traded on e4 and Arjun tries his luck down to the a-file, while Carlsen starts a city center invasion with his king. Then Magnus plants a pawn on e3. Dangerous, sure, but also a potential weakness. It's walked a bit too far from home. Then comes rook d5 and Magnus goes all in, risking it to play for the win, because that is what he does, always plays to win. And here comes the slip up. After bringing the rook to the 7th rank and c5, Carlsen blunders.
What did he say?
He had to play rook b2 to stop the b pawn. Instead, rook to h2, massive mistake. Arjun Erigaisi pounces like a cobra. Bishop e2, a multi-purpose masterpiece, stops the rook from circling back to b2 and shields from checks on f1. Genius. Then, with a subtle rook f6 and c6, Carlsen had no choice but to resign. Game over. That is not just good chess, that's gourmet level chess. Top shelf, absolute caviar.
Has my sister's trash talk ever genuinely hurt your feelings?
No, but I love when her trash talk is mean. I genuinely enjoy being trash talked.
That's very true. Wow.
Do you think the internet understands you?
No.
True.
I wish people would better understand my humor, the irony behind my toxic personality, because I do believe that I'm genuinely a very kind and caring person, and I wish internet knew that better.
Does it bother you that your boyfriend is higher rated at chess?
No, I love it. It's excite me.
True.
If it would get 1 million views, or let's say there's $1 million prize fund, would you rematch me to chess boxing?
Yes.
Definitely.
Would you be able to punch me in the face during a boxing match?
No.
Okay, so she doesn't want to.
Would you punch me in the face during a boxing match if it got 1 million views?
No.
True.
I would.
Okay, so
for 1 million views. That's impressive.
I had a lot of reactions on her. You could get the impression that was because she really wanted to do a rematch.
Yeah, but she wouldn't actually hurt me.
But it creates a lot of reactions to her because she probably doesn't want to do that at all.
I truly believe that I would make a rematch and not hurt you, and it would still get 1 million views. So
That's a nice
I would just
answer.
get beaten, but we would get the 1 million views. I would be so down to sacrifice myself for that.
It's the most romantic thing anyone's ever said to me.
We are back with the quarterfinals of the Bullet Chess Championship 2025. Let's go. Oh my goodness, everyone's ready. Everyone wants to see what happens. We got the first matchup up there, Alireza and Nihal actually making it through to the semifinals there. But on the bottom is where we are right now. Daniel Naroditsky versus Bortnik, a heavyweight matchup and highly anticipated too as well, as they are very, very good friends. We'll talk about the score in a minute. Sam Sevian versus Arjun Erigaisi. Guys, place your bets. Come on, what do you think?
Yeah, obviously, Bortnik and Naroditsky, I'm expecting things to be high-flying, fast-paced. Obviously, it's bullet chess. It's going to be that way no matter what, but I guarantee there's going to be more games played in that match than in the other match. Those are two of the fastest players in the competition, and Firouzja, I definitely think he's the best player in the competition, but purely speed, I think these two are the ones to watch.
Absolutely, of course. As they also know each other very well. So knowing each other very well, it does play, a psychological effect too as well, and what openings you might play and etc. They both played Jababa London here, so it's kind of cool to see Naroditsky playing it, already getting some slightly better position here, and a lot of Dutch that I've been seeing from Bortnik lately too as well in the faster time control. So really doing something, here.
Yep, and then we have both matchups on the screen here. Sam Sevian against Arjun Erigaisi, and Erigaisi has really played kind of the most chess today, right? Because he had that long match against Min Lei that he came back from very, very impressively. So I actually think, personally, the more that I play, kind of the better I play. It doesn't really fatigue me this early on.
That is correct. Yeah, it's more about getting those games in and the reps and have the experience of playing long matches and marathons, which help a lot in these long.
And what did I say, James? The game's already done.
It's already done. Oh, game's done. Like very
what did
fast.
I say? I mean, these guys already have a game in the books, and we're just playing a classic endgame over there. Naroditsky takes game one. It is high pace between these two. How many games have they played? It's more than 2,000 bullet games, you're saying, James?
Yeah.
What is it? Almost 1,200 wins for Daniel lifetime. That is insane. I mean, they've spent so much time playing one another.
It's almost like, yo, bro, can we play somebody? Like, that's how it would be like, hey, listen, is there a limit, like, where I won't have to play this player anymore because we've got that many games?
Exactly. Like, can we just, make that pairing impossible?
Exactly. Is there a way to make this impossible? Because this is ridiculous.
Jeez. Well, why don't we zero in on that matchup? I mean, that definitely seems like the one to watch. Obviously, everyone knows both of these players, both prolific streamers, very prominent. Danya is definitely, I would say, the slight favorite, but I mean, you can hardly pick. I mean, Bortnick is 3,200, so at the moment, he's definitely in great form.
That is true. In fact, he is the favorite on paper here with that 3,200. But of course, they do have so many games together. A lot of psych is involved too as well. When you play the player so many times, it's more like you have a lot of psychology. It's more than just chess here. And then look at that. Maybe a peaceful draw. Wait, what am I talking about? This is bullet chess. Ain't nothing peaceful about this. Nothing. I'm not going to be a draw. Maybe it will.
These are players that always fight for results. Now, I think they might still make a draw, but no, White actually plays on.
Yep.
And he's going to take it. Yeah. Probably wise there.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, the style difference, James. Now, if we saw that position in Erigaisi versus Min Lei from earlier, I think you'd agree the players might even be agreeing to a draw, handshakes all around. But with these two, Naroditsky and Bortnick, even at the risk of losing the entire game, both players wanted to win.
That's right. Yeah, in fact, they do, and that's what you love to see against these players too. As well, they both want to win. So you're going to see a lot of emotion here, a lot of just pushing on things that you wouldn't do. For instance, in the last game, there you would just take a draw there, but he kept the rook on the board just to try to see if I was able to flag and get that any type of slight edge I can get against this player that I've played over 2,000 times now.
Right. Exactly right. I'm just reading the chat there. Stable Genius. Yeah, we have the Alireza and Nihal match is not going to be today. So these two matches that we've got ongoing here, these are the last ones of the day, and we'll get into those winner semifinal matchups and the losers bracket, of course, as the event progresses.
As you get that second life, guys, you get knocked down to the losers bracket. That's okay. You still got one life left, but that is it. Be very careful. Now, Bishop D3 with the threat of E5, maybe.
That's right. And also, whoa, knight to D5. Definitely a fancy move there, but too fancy for his own good, maybe.
Too fancy, as Bortnick's like, oh, what am I doing here? But it was able to salvage it. He was able to get away. Whoa, Queen B8. What a move there.
Wait a minute, but it might work.
What?
Was that accidental?
Goodness. That was...
You know what? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. What an unbelievable idea. E5 and H5.
And Bortnick said the same thing. He was like, I mean, what do I do? What can you do there?
What can you do, honestly?
What can you do when Danya hits you with a diabolical combination like that?
Incredible. Well, it's 2.5 to half in this one. So streaky, though. These players, not just the game itself, which is true, but these players. I've definitely seen Danya, even earlier against Jagalko, he was kind of up 3-4 games and all of a sudden down 3-4 games. So it can really go back and forth as Bortnick is starting to make careless mistakes for his level. That's not what you like to see.
Yeah, that's not what you like to see at all. There, look at him. Daniel's like, Bortnick's like, what am I doing? Resignation. Whoa.
Let's take a look at our other matchup here. That resignation. I mean, he's got to. Let's see what's going on over here. It's actually Sam Sevian who is jumping ahead of Arjun early on, and it does feel like even though Arjun has a very high ceiling in these matchups, James, I get the feeling that he kind of takes a while to warm up.
That is true. And it's warming up to the player. What is he playing? How is he playing? Is Knight G5 GG? Yeah, Knight G5, Queen H5. You can hit the button. You can literally hit the button.
Yep. That is it. Plain and simple. He's up a full piece here. It's just a matter of technique at this point.
I do like this fight move, though. E5 is actually kind of annoying. Okay. And Bishop C1 or Knight D4. Okay. Yeah, what is Sam? Bro, what is this? This is crazy to see. I mean, both players here. Daniel Naroditsky only on one end, 3-0, 3.5. He's up 3 games. Sam Sevian trying to do a 4-piece on Arjun. That was not unexpected at all.
And he's doing it. It's done. 4-1. Arjun is not going to sit there for another minute and play that game on. Obviously, lots of time on the match clock, 23, 24 minutes, but he's already thinking ahead and saying, I got a 3-game deficit here. I'm not trying to waste time.
Yeah, exactly. Not trying to waste time at all. Just get it out of there. Keep moving. Keep playing. All of the day.
So let's see. It's just once again Sam Sevian kind of performing in these situations, but it is early. Don't want to jump to any conclusions just yet.
Right, it is early. G4, 23. Arjun looking like he has a better position here, with a little bit more space as well. Okay. What's going on? Bortnik looks like he's going to finally get a game there. But he is down time. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Just watching that clock over there.
Look, the time
Okay.
is killer in that one.
Ooh, he made it. 0.3 on the clock.
Time is killer in that one. Yeah, Arjun here. I mean, I like to have these positions with white where you're attacking, but the bishop and the king just never get checkmated. You bring the queen h7. Thank you very much. I just take a step over.
Rook d4. Whoa.
Yep. Oh,
Sam
look at
out
this
of his mind. Yeah. Sam, this is a different Sam. I don't know where this Sam came from. This is not the same Sam we just saw in the last match.
And by the way, I don't see a threat here. There's no queen h8. There's queen h7, who I've talked about, doesn't do anything. Rook h7, maybe with an idea.
Dang, Rook c2. He said, try again. Knight g4. Oof. Oh my goodness. Demolition here.
It is demolition. Oh man, e3.
Jeez, Sam, chill, bro. He has a family.
That was nasty.
Oh my goodness, that was vicious.
5-1 as we jump back to Bortnik and Naroditsky. You can see the scores, the games side by side.
Yeah, that was vicious. That was vicious there. Arjun looking to wake up, trying to bounce back. Let's see what happens here. I don't know. Is he tilted? Look at the bar.
I mean, I feel like the answer is just always yes. such a tilting game, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Just by default.
Yeah, he's tilted. And then
they just move fast. Down on time here. I don't
Super
think Daniel
Saiyan Sam. Yeah, exactly. He's like a Super Saiyan right now. Super Saiyan Sam.
He's not messing this up.
Wow. Oh, he went Super Saiyan Sam mode. No, he didn't. Oh my goodness. And in Daniel's game,
he knows exactly what he's doing here. Oh my goodness. Look at that checkmate technique, all in a matter of just split seconds as Naroditsky's up 4.5 to 1.5.
No, that was insane speed there from Daniel.
We're a third of the way through. We actually, we've really, despite the matchups themselves being incredibly close on paper, it's not reflected yet in the scores.
Looking nice too. Down 10 minutes off the time clock there. Danya is still doing Danya things. He's got 3 games though, so Bortnik was able to get on the board, which is nice for him, trying to cut the lead down as much as he possibly can here. Seems like he has a nice position so far here. Even position, even pawns. Yeah. E4, okay. B6, maybe queen check. Take a pawn. I'm up 1. Angel didn't like it too much.
Yeah, queen d3 is looking to trade in that one. And look at the other board there, Sam. He's getting it done, and he's going to earn the resignation. 6-1 for Sevian over Erigaisi at the moment is incredible.
It is incredible. I don't know what who thought Sam would be doing this, right? And no one know. Yeah, this is a scary field when Sam is just beating Erigaisi every game right now. Now Erigaisi looks like he's bouncing back. He got a good position, big center, 2 pawns, grab something, 95 vicious. Yeah. As you said, it might need some time to warm up.
Yep. And I know it feels like, okay, 6-1 is crazy. Like, there's no time to warm up from that. It's just over. But that's not the case. Like, we're truly only a third of the way into this 30-minute clock here, just under. And that's it's not really the case at all. Big comebacks can still happen. That's something that you need to adjust to when you're watching the Bullet Chess Championship, and not the Rapid Chess Championship.
The Rapid Chess Championship, guys. We're watching.
Ooh, look at that move from Erigaisi.
Erigaisi. That's a big one. He needed that. He definitely needed that for his confidence. Also for the match here to be able to bounce back. Sometimes you hit once, you can do it again. If our move shifts a little bit, might be a draw type of position. There is a knight e3 or knight c3 coming into play.
Wow, I actually don't even trust this. Is Sam going to pull out a win after dropping an entire piece to a brilliancy? Is he actually going to win this game? It's insane.
If he does, this is one of those situations where you are. It is totally normal to knock over everything in front of you.
Oh
Like
my god,
immediately.
he just did it. It's
Yeah,
7 to
yeah,
1. How
yeah, yeah.
is he doing this?
I had to turn my camera off for a second and just punch the air real hard, and then turn it back on and get back to work. Because Sam is absolutely is a class. We haven't seen. I mean, wow, we've seen this, but not with Erigaisi's caliber.
Yep. Well, let's take a look at the Bortnik Naroditsky match. We have 5-3 for Naroditsky, but a win from Bortnik just now to kind of start that momentum. It's all about momentum in Bullet, and he's only down 2 games now. Coming up to the halfway mark, I think he's finding a little bit of his rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe some opening choices, maybe some changes here. Understanding Danya here, of course, it does. As you mentioned before, sometimes it just takes some warming up, right? Oh, rookie 3, expecting
Exactly.
a castle. Do not castle to that side of the board. Probably get mated in 5 moves maximum.
And you know, James, they've only played 2,100 games against one another, so you still have to get to know the guy, right? Like they're not quite there yet.
Ooh, by the way, Bortnik bouncing back. Knight h5 is vicious. That's a very strong move here. No reaction from Naroditsky here, but yeah, very nice play here from Bortnik. Looking to bounce back. Rook g8, giving up the piece. That was nice.
Is he going to save the knight? Yeah, got to save that. And force the queen trade, but you're going to have to drop a pawn. He's up an entire piece here. Got to take this.
Yeah, do not give up. Says Danya.
This is looking solid. He's going to try to get a trade happening here. And no, I do not believe in this. Oh, rook takes e6 would have been nice there, but this is more than enough. Completely winning. Up on time.
Knight f3 incoming.
Nice call. And another one for Bortnik. He's starting to even things up. 5-4 right now.
5-4. Very close match here. Of course, we got a Joe Bob. Always got to pay attention to these. A3. This is topical theory. You can follow B4, G4, H4, anything 4, basically.
all the 4s.
Anything, anything 4 there. And do your thing. Nice.
It's funny because didn't they make the course together?
They did.
Probably thinking like, hey, wait, are you playing the line? Wait, no, I'm playing the line.
No, I'm playing the line. No, wait, but that's how it goes here. But all right, we got some movement. What is it? 92 coming around to D4. Okay. Queen G3.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, I love the position Bortnik's got. I think this is a huge position to get from this opening. Pawn takes, and this is something you have to be happy with. Maybe knight coming to C5.
Yeah, I also like a rook lift eventually. H4, he goes with H4. Knight G4 too is possible, but that's just a one-off kind of move.
Yep, and you can see the score bottom right of your screen, 8-1 for Sam Savian. He's completely relentless over there.
Yeah, I mean, Arjun has to stop the bleeding now. Like, he needs to get on the board, and by 2 or 3 games, or else this could get out of hand. Maybe it is like, there we go, Arjun. I can see on our end here. I think Arjun was finally able to pick up a game here.
That's a encouraging sign. He needed that.
Yeah, he definitely needed that.
Meanwhile, Bortnik can tie things up here, and he's about to. Yeah, this is 100% a win.
What?
5-5.
How many games in a row? It's like 3 games in a row, maybe, for...
Yep. Streaky. That's what Bullet is all about. This is incredible here. Naroditsky, he needs to refocus because, he's actually sat up in his chair, by the way. That's the gamer expression when you're really trying to lock in.
It's also one where you I guess for some reason, I think I win more in Bortnik's pose. Like, I know my poses where you win more, you're more locked in, because it's like you stabilize your head of moving. Yep. So then your mouse, and then you can move faster with the mouse. It's just science.
Hey, we're not messing around here. James is dropping some big secrets from the top level of Bullet chess.
No, it's so funny because I do the same pose. You sit there and stabilize your head and lock in right there. It's insane, bro. Right, but we see it here from Bortnik as it's a tied up match here, and Bortnik's trying to obviously beat his longtime friend here. 2,000 games between each other, guys. It's hard to do anything when you have 2,000 games against anyone. You're gonna have an exciting match, to say the least.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is, they played like 2,000 games, but yet these are the ones that matter.
Yeah, that's correct. And yeah, these are the ones that matters, guys. And this is just on Chess.com. In fact, they have more games over the board too as well. Lots of blitz and bullet between each other. Incredible players. Not a draw. You always say, "Oh, same pieces, draw." No, not in this
Not for
format.
these guys.
Yeah, in this format.
Ooh, h4 pawn. Oh, look at the pre-moves from Bortnik. Absolutely madness.
Nice. Oh, and look at that was probably a mouse slam. For some reason, I just envisioned that. Yep. And he gives it back too fast, too furious.
Too fast, too furious.
And you see Bortnik, he even said it. He said, "Oh my god!" You see it in his face. Now.
Oh no, he's sick. And look what he's gonna do. I like this technique. He's just gonna move the pieces. Sometimes if you try to play the position properly, try to queen the pawn, you risk stalemate. You think too much. Hey, look at the clock. If you have more time than your opponent, move that king all the way around the board. Maybe make it 10 times around the board. You're gonna flag him eventually, as long as you can pre-move.
Exactly, guys. You're learning the techniques of bullet chess here. Yeah, he could have tried to queen it. He said, "I don't care about that. Move it all the way, king all the way over here. I can take the pawns. I can do whatever I like." He's able to win by flag.
Well, I mean, it really doesn't get closer than this. And these guys are also playing truly so many games. But keeping up with the pace is the other matchup. Sam Sevi and Arjun Erigaisi, they've actually played the exact same amount of games right here. And actually, based on the score, I think we've seen some quick ones over there. So they're actually on a faster pace at the moment. So after we see this game right here, jump back in to Erigaisi and Sam Sevian. But first things first, let's see if we can tie it up.
Knight E8. Listen, that is just an incredible move, bro. Knight E8 is such a troll move. Like
it is a troll.
Oh my goodness. Put the knight on E8 and stare into the camera. You have one.
Is it 98 and we great?
And we great. Come on. 98 and we great. Come on. That's exactly easy work. But maybe could be draw like here. The pawns on the H file are annoying, but they are weak. Yeah, king plugs the pawns.
Yeah, he's just gonna give them up. That's how weak they are.
Yeah, there it is. Same amount of pawns here, but a draw is not likely.
And these two definitely some of the best time scramblers. Like the speed you're about to see here is incredible.
It's all about who doesn't hang the rook. Moment of silence, everyone. Everybody quiet.
Oh, no.
Everybody up.
Nice move, F4.
Oh, and we got a draw.
No, I think Daniel's going to win this for sure. 7-5. Naroditsky wins the drawn position, and that's what it takes, If friends or not, 2,000 games or not, you got to do it. Sam Sevi and Arjun Erigaisi, what have we got over here? The comeback? Did we talk about it? About it? Let's see it. It's 9-4.
He did. He was up 7. Now he's up 5. Here. He was up 7. Now he's up 5. So
yeah, smaller numbers to work with. Under 10 minutes. I think if comeback is happening, it's got to start right now.
Yeah, right now. Has to start now. Will he do it? Takes. Bring the rooks to the center of the board. Bring the bishop back to B1. Usual stuff. He said, "I'll take the pawn instead." Am I just winning something? Knight takes, and then what? Oh, just take. Oh.
Bishop A6, trickery. I can't even make sense of what we've got in front of us here.
Take. I could take on B6, take E2, rook takes C6. He takes on G7 first. That should be a blunder, though, no? Bishop B5?
Yeah, he wants to play Queen B2, so I see where he's coming from there. Some real tricky ideas.
Oh, I could take Queen B2, Bishop B5, Rook E4, or Bishop H8, F6, and Rook E7, or C7. I'm able to get back.
Yep, and he was probably calculating that line because F6 is going to be necessary here, and something to the 7th rank. There it is.
There it is. Very nice. Knight G5, and we live. Very nice. I can just go Rook E7.
But this is what I mean. Black is winning this game. No doubt about it. But even though you're up a rook, you're way down on time because of the defense you've had to play, and it's not easy at all.
Oh, hit him before you split him. Here it is, Rook D7.
Rook
Caught him.
D7. The attack
Caught
crashes through.
Caught him slipping. Arjun coming back.
And the mate with the bishop. Get him out of here.
Get him off the board. Wow,
Dang.
Arjun swinging back.
Okay, folks. That could be the start of something. It's 9-5. He's got to do it again. That's the thing, right? Congratulations. Here's your reward. Do it one more time, and then do it after.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's great. You know, especially when you're winning in tournaments. And like, oh, congrats, you made it through the final. Now you face Magnus. You're like, dang, that's not a reward, bro. Like, that is not a reward, buddy.
And remember, even though this is a 4-game lead right now, all Arjun has to do is win 2 games and start the next game before time runs out. So it really isn't as far away as you might think.
Of course, as we got 7 minutes. Yeah, as you keep pointing out the clock there, sometimes we forget. Yeah, that clock is important, guys. That's that timer up there. As soon as that runs out, you need to be ahead. It's just no way around it. Or you go down to the loser's bracket. Yeah, you get extra life, but you don't want to have to use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the longer you take before you use that extra life, the better, of course. And reminder on the other side of things, 8-5, Naroditsky leading, but I see that Bortnik is making a bit of a comeback there as well, keeping it close.
You know, Arjun is close to make. Oh, yeah, that might have been a slight error there. He has to give up G7 now. It was very close, and it still is.
He's got 2 passed pawns, though.
2 of them. Naroditsky running away.
Oh, that's a blunder.
Oh! Fork the stupid knights. Stupid knights.
That is a mistake there.
How many of you guys said that in chat? Stupid knights. And then it's awesome. When you're doing it, then you're like, oh, I love the knights.
Yeah, exactly.
Love these knights, man.
And he's going to sack that rook, it looks like. Yep. Oh, that'll do it too.
Ooh, very nice.
Can white do this checkmate? Oh, black is shuffling the king in the corner. No. Oh, my goodness. Now, that's impressive by Sam. But I have to, I'm just going to go out there. It's my first time in the show. I got to be extra critical of Erigaisi. When you're playing a king against a rook in a time scramble, you can't shuffle your king in the corner. You got to stay near the center of the board. You're making it way too easy to perform that checkmate. So, man, well, impressive by Sam, but his opponent made it easier.
Very nice. Impressive by Sam. I am up 5 games here with 5 minutes left. Arjun is likely to go down to the loser bracket. Oh my goodness. Rook F3, Knight D4. Jeez, bro. What did he do? Like, where did he come from? Sam just became some wizard out of nowhere. I mean, like, he just became a impressive performance here. And he's spotting everything. This is a scary Sam.
Yeah, it really is. Right now, both matches on your screen at once, but Sam Sevian, especially with the position he has and under 5 minutes on the clock, it does not look like anything can happen there.
Yeah, this game was crazy good. Very good stuff here from Sam. Incredibly fast as well. Speaking of fast, Bortnik and Danya are in a time scramble over there with pawns. Oh, okay, and it should be winning for white. What's the time situation? Bortnik down. Yeah, it looks like Danya will be able to win this one too, making it a 3-game lead.
Yep, absolutely right. Getting that done. 9-6 now for Daniel Naroditsky. And you can see Bortnik is not happy about something. And as a bullet player myself, I can speak and say that's probably self-directed. You have a lot of words for yourself after a loss in bullet.
And a lot of adult language here, guys. This is a family channel, and we will not repeat what was said over there. But we understand.
Let's jump right into Bortnik and Naroditsky. We got to go straight to this because the other matchup is effectively over. It's 11-5. This is the place to be right now. And a terrible opening for Naroditsky.
Bortnik doesn't even care. You see him? Oh, yeah. He's like, what's he drinking there? Come on.
Yeah, honestly, make sure you have one for every single game based on the win I'm seeing here.
One for every game, huh? Man. Yeah, he's just calling it early.
honestly, the knight on h7 is kind of trapped, so you can actually mess this up, right? A5 here?
Oh, you're right. Wait a
Is he
second. Look at
No.
Bortnick shaking the head with Bortnick there. He said, "What?"
No,
Shake his
this
head.
can't be. This can't be.
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't know if he's gonna.
It might be just be a draw, as Eva Bar says too as well. You have to shuffle, walk the king up, give up the pawn. Yeah, you have to go
No,
knight
but
c3.
black might win. Black can
Oh,
win
God.
this.
Oh my goodness. Pushes and walks the king up, takes. This king is in right
Oh
in
my
time.
gosh.
Jeez.
No, but this would just drive you up the wall. He is going to lose. It's insane. He was I I can't even describe to you. He was up a piece in the cleanest way possible. No counterplay, nothing. Traded to an endgame. That victory right there is soul crushing.
Yeah, it's very tilting. Very tilting. I understand. And he's still talking to himself lots of times. Like you have to get over it, and you're in the next game, and he's still talking about the last one. This is a bad place
Yeah.
to be here. Yeah, it's
I
and
give him
plus
a
the
pass
mandatory.
though. But
Yeah,
after that, I would be too.
yeah.
He sneaks a nice fork there, but dangerous spot to be in up a night.
Hey, dangerous man. You have a piece. This is critical, dog. You could be losing. Yeah, sir. Yeah. Very possible here. But of course, Bornik looking likely to be going down. I mean, the XC it is. There's no way you can't win. It's impossible almost to win 4 games in
Yeah,
this time era. It's just not happening. Looks like Danya will move on.
that's right. We basically know the two people who are moving on in their matchups. That's Sam Savian and Daniel Naroditsky.
Which we may see them forcing off or facing off Arjun and Bornik. I don't know where they are seated in the losers bracket coming up.
I feel like the level that I'm watching from Bortnick and Danya, even though it just looks like a complete crush some of the games. These guys are two of the best in the event for sure.
Absolutely, there as yeah, it looks like a waiting the clock out a little bit, moving, making some moves. Bornik's going to go
Yep.
down to the losers bracket, boys and girls.
There it is. And they're going to start one more game. But the reason that it just does not matter is because even if a win from Bortnick, the match would be 10-8, which would be a 2-point margin and certainly enough for a Danya victory. So that's why we already know the result. And same thing on Sam Savian versus Arjun Erigaisi. That will wrap up. The match clock is done. And so even though the game ends with a victory there for Arjun, the match is over in favor of Sam Savian.
The way that it started was just vicious. Like Sam was like, "Whoa, hey Sam, chill. What is going on? Where did this Sam even come from?" Like we had Sam had a very competitive match in the one before, and then this one was just an absolute demolition. But of course, our Arjun was able to make the score better. But Sam moves on, and that type of Sam is actually a very feared Sam. That was very impressive, very incredible chess here, and same from Danya in a way, as he was able to finish this one out strong to advance in the winners bracket.
Agreed. And we already know who's moving on here. And that will actually create our next matchup, right? We have Daniel Naroditsky and Sam Savian. So they'll be fighting against one another on a new day, of course. The chess will be wrapping up right after this game right here.
Okay, nice. All right, we got brackets coming up, guys. We still have more days of this too as well. So hopefully you called off work. If not, you get a pass from Chess.com. But we just don't tell your boss that. But at the same time, you could be here. We'll be here, and we'll have more matches coming up.
That's right. And as this one wraps up here, can Bortnick end on a win? It's a really tough position to play. So even though he's got the rook, I don't look at this and immediately think, oh yeah, this is this is winning.
Ooh, winning for black though. Incredible. Right. And look at Bornik is molding. Bornik is like, well, what am I doing? This is chess. I don't even know how to play. I hate this game so much. Like, what is this? And then, but he's okay. Of course, it happens to us all. Danya knocks out his friend again, as we've seen this before. You can see Danya's not too happy about it, obviously. You just know he's such a nice guy, right? As he's just like, I had to do it, but I had to do what I had to do.
I like the passion, though. I have to say, I love that passion, that fire that Bortnik has. It means something to him, and that tells me that in the losers bracket, he's probably, not gonna take kindly to that, and try his best to make it out of there. So, James, with the results that we have, let's take a look at the bracket as it stands currently, and there's some matchups that we can talk about based on the results that we now know, right? Daniel Naroditsky, Sam Sevian, are the winners.
They are the winners, as we see in the winners bracket up there, right? We got those boys ready to go, and in the losers round down here, you have Arjun Erigaisi, who will be beating someone as well, but actually Bornik as well. So Arjun, Bornik, you have Andrew Tang, and you have Yiz there. So still got some chess to be played there, obviously. Losers bracket still needs to be filled, and of course you got that second life, which is really important. But at the same time, what else is important is hearing from the winner, hearing from someone, guys. In fact, we have an interview coming up. We won't tell you who it's by, if you have a clue of who will be coming up, but we're going to take a short break to set that up, and we're going to bring someone on with us right after.
And then I seem to remember that I just made a move immediately when I just replied immediately, like not even sitting down when he when he made his move. Like I think those are the things you do as a kid.
We want to show you some special and fun moments from your career and have you reacting to those videos.
A draw. It's a sensation.
It was a special game for me for sure. Very difficult to prepare against Kasparov because he felt like he sort of played everything and kind of invented all the best modern openings, or at least practiced them. But I guess at some point, I was just trying to play a solid normal game, and then at some point I managed to outcalculate him. Like he missed a little trick, and yeah, after that I think I played a little bit too cautiously at one point, but I was obviously happy with the draw.
And this clip has become very famous in modern times as well, on social media, Twitter, etc. And people saying like 13-year-old kid is like bored when drawing the greatest player of all time at the time. And have you been following that, or have you realized that yourself, that this specific clip has been so viral?
I think that's just what I did during those days. It was the theoretical position, so I didn't understand why my opponent was thinking. Like now I would understand these things a lot better, since I've been in those situations where I played kids and others whom I definitely would want to beat, and whom I know that it would be a big thing if I lost or drew. So then you're sort of sitting there, sort of thinking it through a bit further, like which line should I actually go for? Where can I find some winning chances with the black pieces? So and he was maybe thinking like, what are some old lines that I can play that he doesn't know since he's a kid and so on. I honestly probably could have played anything. I didn't know that much at that time, but I think a lot went into that. But at the time I was like, yeah, it's a theoretical position. I don't know why he's thinking. Let me look at some other games. I don't know. And then I seem to remember that I just made a move immediately when I just replied immediately, like not even sitting down when he when he made his move. Like I think those are the things you do as a kid. But it was good to see that, like, at least part of the game I was able to approach as if it was just any other game.
Join the community club on Chess.com and participate in amazing community events every week. On Mondays, challenge yourself with incredible openings in Opening Roulette. Don't miss on Title Tuesday every week right after Title Tuesday. On Wednesday, join Arena Kings and compete against a lineup of legendary creators. On Fridays, try the all-new Community Freestyle Fridays and throw opening theory out the window. And finally, round out the week by showing off your speed in the Community Bullet Brawl. Win prizes, battle legends, and challenge yourself. Play in the community tournaments every week on Chess.com.
We are back at the Bullet Chess Championship, guys. We are here with one of the finalists, Daniel Naroditsky. Danya, hey, how are you?
Good. It's so nice to be on the other side of the interview. So my condolences for having to interview such an uncooperative guest. I'll do my best to make your job easy.
Yes, please don't cooperate with us, Danya. Please do not.
All right.
Well,
one-word answers only.
We could start, Danya. One-word answers only. Please elaborate if you feel like it. But, I'll start with the match that we just saw. We can look at your profile and immediately see how much you've played Bortnik as an opponent. It felt like you could win 5 games and then lose 5 games. Is this just what you expect every time that you and Alexander play?
Yeah, I mean, every single one of our encounters, and generally in the past few months, we've mostly played in bullet brawls. And it's crazy how one day it can be like 10-0. Like if you check our bullet brawl results on any given Saturday, it won't be like 50-50. Either Sasha will win every single game or I will win every single game. This match was a lot closer. And even my first match, like I'm very prone to just dropping 3 or 4 games before I even know what happened. So that's what I like about the bullet brawl format. You can do that and it doesn't really change the standings. Here, the price of every move is very high. Like the price of every game is massive. And, we discussed time dilation and physics. I feel like it applies here as well. Like, I feel like, okay, there must be 1 minute left. And then I look at the match clock and there's like 13 minutes left. So you got to keep your composure every single second.
Very good. You said composure. And to piggyback on that, in fact, a chat question from Hitbo says, do you have any method from recovering from tilt? As sometimes we all maybe have a few
Clearly,
games.
This person has watched 0 minutes of Daniel Naroditsky content in the last 6 years. Yeah, my method for recovering from tilt is, anything I say right now other than I have nothing good to offer will be like the definition of hypocrisy. I do think that I did a fairly decent job, probably more so in my first match against Sergey, recovering from tilt, because at some point my lead was up to 5 early and then I lost 3 in a row. And I just told myself, like, I cannot throw another game. Like, I can't just give games away. It's very hard not to talk in cliches when you advise people how to get out of tilt. But that's because there's nothing like external that you can do. Like everything is entirely within your control. So tilts, just like anything, is a choice. You can make the choice to continue tilting and feeling sorry for yourself, or you can make the choice to actually, put 100% effort into every game. And fortunately, I managed to choose the first one, although it wasn't easy.
Right. Makes sense. Well, Daniel, I actually wanted to ask you about the event as a whole. I mean, there's There's no Hikaru in this one. There's no Magnus Carlsen. We have defending champion Alireza Firouzja here. But, what do you make of an event that doesn't have the more notable names like Magnus and Hikaru, but has a lot of other names, up-and-comers, and just other players that are starting to really become forces in that low time control, 30-second and 1-minute chess? Do you view the competition as weaker because it doesn't have those top guys, or just different, different styles?
Well, obviously, revelation of the century. The tournament is weaker when Magnus and Hikaru don't participate. I know that's a crazy thought, but I also will firmly state that just because those two players aren't playing, the new generation is participating in its full terror. Obviously, I was lucky not to have to play Adiz Gurel. I hope everything's fine with him. Not that Sergey was a weak opponent, but people like Andy, there's like the super GMs. So it's by no means a weak tournament, and by no means is a single match sort of a walkover. Absolutely anything can happen. I mean, tomorrow I think I'm playing Sevian, and he's one of the most underrated bullet players. I don't understand why certain people, like fans, tend to think that just because you're not necessarily more experienced in bullet, then you suck. Like if you're Arjun Erigaisi or you're number 5 in the world in classical, by definition you're going to be good at bullet, because the rules of bullet are the same. Like the pieces move the same way, and these players are really good in over the board time scrambles. So obviously experience is important. I'm not going to pretend that like all my bullet brawls and the hyper bullet championship that I played isn't benefiting me. It is, but this is an incredibly strong event, and I'm really happy to at least like get off to a good start.
Right.
It's good to be off to a good start, and we're going to go back to another chat question. Chat has a lot of questions for you, Danya, as you always know. So what openings do you think are best to learn for bullet? And this is from Bambi in chat.
I think paradoxically, your openings in bullet should probably be the same as your openings in blitz. Like I try to maintain something like a similar repertoire. In match play, I think it's important to know when to switch openings. Like if an opening isn't working, continuing to bash your head against the wall and losing more games in the same line. I see this a lot in SCC. We've commentated a lot of matches like this where especially the top players, they have a certain pride. Like they'll keep repeating a crappy line. For me, it's like I have no emotional investment in my openings. Like I know all of my openings kind of suck anyway. So, there's different strategies. I think Bortnik plays mostly, the same stuff, Jabava London, almost every game, and he knows it super well. So that's legitimate. I kind of need to change things up a little bit more. But I think that avoiding like frivolous openings is really important. 1 minute is a lot of time, and you can't get off. You can't offer your opponent like odds after move 10 every game.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. I definitely agree. Like playing the same openings is pretty common, but some people have very specialized openings when it comes to that. I was going to ask you as well, Danya, when it comes to the top guy in the event, Firouzja, did you see some of the matches earlier? Because he looked like, to be honest, he was just kind of walking over the competition. But Nihal, conversely, he kind of had some tougher opponents and still made it on through. So, what do you think of the kind of upper half of the bracket there? Nihal, Alireza as some of the front runners in this event.
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to, I think in my stream, they're like, are you terrified of Alireza? Like, yeah, he's a very intimidating dude. Obviously, he is very intimidating on the board, and he is probably the favorite. I mean, Nihal on his best day is basically unbeatable, so I just hope to catch him. I'm going to say the same thing I said in regards to playing Magnus last year. Like, I hope to catch him on a day where he's in suboptimal form. I didn't watch the earlier matches. I was watching them in my dreams, so I was there in spirit. But I'll take a look at them, obviously, in preparation for tomorrow. I'll take a look at Sevian's matches because, when in this format, you're not even thinking about like the favorites or the finals. You're thinking about the next match, even though it's double elim. So right now, I've got to play Sevian tomorrow. That's going to be what my focus is kind of squarely concentrated on.
Last question here from chat, and Aman, if you have anything else, definitely go. Danya, have you made any changes to your chess recently for recent bullet tournaments? So you have Hyper Bullet 2 as well that you played. This is from Shadow Hero.
Recently, as in the last 15 years? I mean, no, I think I'm obviously trying to keep up speed-wise. In the Hyper Bullet Championship, I had kind of a rude awakening. I kind of understood that in pure speed, I'm probably not going to be able to match up with like Tang and Woodward and some of the younger guys. So I understood that the quality of my play has to be pretty high for me to get far in the Bullet Championship. I really appreciate those extra 30 seconds. Maybe this is the process of getting old that everybody in the chess community likes talking about. But we'll talk about that when I hit the big 3-0 in a couple months. For now, I'm still a card carrying Bullet addict, and hopefully that'll continue after the BCC.
Well, there you go. It's nice to hear Danya talk about other people's speed, because I talk about Danya that way, James. I'm like, oh, Danya's the guy with the speed.
Same.
Nice to hear him refer to the others.
Danya, the speed.
Exactly.
Danya.
Exactly.
Well, congratulations, Danya, for making it through. Always a pleasure. Of course, we all love you, and congratulations, and also
thank
good
you
luck
guys.
to you.
And thanks for holding the fort down. And Bullet commentary is really, really hard. So you guys do a great job and keep everybody entertained. So hats off.
Thank you, Danya.
Thank you.
Look at that. We'll see Danya obviously again. He's got his match against Sam, as you see there on the bracket, the All-American matchup.
Yeah. So it's as we see the big boy matchups there, and all of them are big boy matchups. But of course, there's a semifinal: Alireza Firouzja, Nihal Sorin, and Daniel Naroditsky and Sam Sevian. Guys, that's happening very, very soon. Then you have the losers that starts tomorrow. The losers bracket here, round 1 and round 2. You got Jeffrey Zhang, and you have Guha, Andy Woodward, Murad, Sergey Zygalko, and Jan Krzysztof Duda, Denis Lazovic, Von Min Lei, Arjun Erigaisi, you have Bortnik, Andrew Tang, and Yates down there. So listen, Aman, there is a lot going on tomorrow. We're still here. Are you with me tomorrow, bro?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna leave you hanging, James.
I know. Of course, yeah. You want to go get some lunch after this? We are at the same spot.
Yeah. Well, we're in the same pad right now.
Okay,
so.
Cool. Yeah. It's gonna be awesome, chat. Well, we want to see you tomorrow as well. So, guys, of course, make sure you're here same time tomorrow. It'll be 12 Eastern and also 6 p.m. CEST time, Central Eastern Standard Time, whatever that is. So, thank you guys. Thanks, Aman, and of course, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys then.